Everyone's silent? Uh-oh. Oh yeah, no. Yeah, okay. I had desktop audio muted. I'm sorry. I had everything muted to avoid problems. Okay, earlier. Sorry, Zero. Are you ready to go again? Okay, here we go.
No, it's fine. I can say all that again.
Zero,
I can say it all again.
Zero, you are now live.
I know. I'm
sorry.
Yeah. Anyway, it's fine. It's fine. I'm just saying it out loud so that knows what happened. All right. So, to anyone who was confused by all that chatter, if you're just tuning in, this is the Roll Plus Bond first anniversary stream. Basically, our server of really cool people. I'll say right now, collectively, they're all very cool people. Celebrating our first year anniversary by streaming for 72 hours with some of our favorite role-playing games. We're also raising money for RACES, or the Refugee and Immigrant Center for Education and Legal Services. It's the largest immigration legal services nonprofit in Texas, focusing on underserved immigrant children, families, and refugees. Founded in 1986 as the Refugee Aid Project by community activists in South Texas, RACES works to defend the most vulnerable among us through their crisis management, legal services, social services, and advocacy work. You can learn more at www.raicestexas.org. Anyway, previously we have been playing Troika on the stream. Well, I say we, a bunch of other really cool folks. But now we're going to be playing a game called Girl Underground. It's a powered by the apocalypse game of about a curious girl in a wondrous world, inspired by Alice's adventures in Wonderland, Labyrinth, The Wizard of Oz, Spirited Away, all that fun stuff. It's co-designed by Lauren McMenamin and Jesse Ross, and you can find the game at www.girlunderground.org. So before I jump into expectations and whatnot, like settings, what the game is, we should probably get to know who's playing on this stream. So I guess I'll start. Hi, I was called Zero, so yeah, call me Zero. Well, my real name is Leandro. I'm only saying that because I'm on the example play of this game. I'm just saying. But I use he/him pronouns, and you can find me on Twitter at lpondoc. That's LPONDOC. Unfortunately, not like a luchador, so it's not El Pondoc. Technically, it's pronounced Le Pondoc, but I didn't really think ahead when I made that Twitter. But yeah, Leandro Zero. Just call me whatever. Up next, I want to call on Kris to introduce themselves.
Hi there. I'm Kris. My pronouns are she, her. And you can find me on the internet on Twitter at KNALLISO. I don't do a whole lot there, but that might be a thing you enjoy. So you can find me there should you wish to. I'm here for whimsy, and I will try to make bad jokes. So
love it.
Hell yeah. Up next, I want to call on Sam to introduce themselves.
Hello. I am Sam, also Rogue of Space on the disc, or at Rogue of Space 255112 on Discord. Any pronouns fine. I am looking forward to trying this sort of. It feels like sort of a classic adventure story that isn't sort of tied to the sort of the traditional for tabletop sort of D&D dungeon crawl, or just something different, but not to slight that other stuff. But yeah.
Hell yeah! Welcome to. We're glad to have you, Sam. And last but not the least, the person who caused all the banter and the giggling at the start, Adela, would you kindly introduce yourself?
Hi. Way to call me out. It's fine. My name is Adela. You can find me on Twitter at Aredel, AREDHEL__. And I am looking forward to figuring out how wishes work in this game, especially my character's wishes.
Well, we'll get there.
We'll get there.
It's fine. Yeah, it's not about your character's wishes, but what people wish of
Sorry,
you
that
anyway.
is what I meant.
Anyway.
How my character grants wishes is what I meant to say.
Ooh. All right. Okay. So I'll just go through like the expectations that are set for this game, so like we all kind of know what we're what we're getting into. So as mentioned, Girl Underground. It's a game about a curious girl and her strange companions as they travel through a wondrous world. In this game, everyone will take turns playing the girl while also playing one of the girl's companions. The girl will learn about herself and explore the strange world she finds herself in. She'll break the rules, she'll question how girls ought to behave, she'll create her own beliefs about herself and her surroundings, she'll complete a quest, and return home changed. This game will be PG rated. We're very sticking classically to like the children's adventure films, like the stuff I mentioned. Like it'll be whimsical and weird, that's for sure. Might involve some scary imagery or mild violence, but nothing beyond that.
Does the PG rating include swearing?
Um, Not if you swear in character, you're gonna have to donate.
Nice.
Okay,
You know I won't, but
yeah. But if in out of character swearing, it's fine. But in character, if anyone ever like drops anything, you're gonna have to donate.
I
Like
love that.
$5 a swear.
Excellent.
Yosemite Sam rants.
I
Rootin' tootin' highfalutin.
am so excited for that, and also for you to hear my character's name.
What? Okay. Okay. All right. I'm being teased here. Apparently. All right. There's something like I should mention, which is kind of like the girl's like gender. Like the girl is someone who identifies as a girl at the start of the game, like, and in the text refer to her as the girl and uses she/her pronouns. But those pronouns may change during a game to reflect that. Like we'll discuss this mostly during character creation if we want to explore different kinds of identity and whatnot, like maybe difference on how the girl was raised or what they currently identify, what they want to explore. That's just something I want to raise up, but we'll probably deal more of that in character creation if folks are okay with that. If not, that's perfectly fine as well. It's just something I want to bring up. I also want to mention the safety tools that we're using for this game. First and foremost, we do have a round of lines and veils. They're in our character sheet. I can't see what the stream is right now because my internet
I just clicked
is
over to them.
kaput. Cool. Yeah. So basically, for those who don't know, lines are things like won't be crossed, just won't show up in the fiction at all. Fails are things that can happen in fiction, but we're not gonna like concentrate on it. Like happens off screen, or a sentence or two or whatnot. That's about it. Also, the primary safety tool we're using is script change. Basically, it's it comes with like these 4 labels that we kind of like use as we go through the game. And the first label is pause. Basically, we pause the game and we can take a break if a scene is getting intense or to like discuss or clarify what is happening. Because in sometimes actual play can get ahead of ourselves, and sometimes things can get lost. Always feel free to like ask for clarifications, whether in our internal chat or just out loud. We'll pause the game, and also yeah, if things are like getting a bit tense and folks need a break or whatnot, or to just like slow down the scene. There's also rewind, which is basically we rewind the story back to a point before like any specific piece of content enter the story. This is for like if we're straying into a scene where folks feel uncomfortable for any reason, and any reason is perfectly fine. In fact, you don't even have to explain what the reason is, and we can rewind and chart a different course of action to avoid what it is that caused the rewind. There's fast forward, which is going over something you don't want to dwell on the story, or simply move time forward. Like we don't need. I don't know if this tease character has like 5 songs in their belt, but we only need to hear one of them.
I have 0 songs in my belt.
Okay, all right. I'm not implying that I was expecting songs.
Okay, that's
sorry.
good.
I'm sorry. I should stop picking on you.
Belt?
Songs in my belt, yes.
Ooh, interesting.
You know what? That's actually possible for my character, probably.
A lot of talk about here. we'll
Sorry,
get to
I
your
got
character.
excited.
It's fine. It's fine to be excited. It's great to be excited. The last safety tool as part of script change is frame by frame. This is when we go through a scene that you want to approach with care. Like we slow the story down, kind of like frame by frame, just like here's what each character's doing, here's what they're saying, etc., etc. And yeah, so those are kind of like our main safety tools. If folks need like a rundown of them again anytime, and as always, like stuff like lines and veils, they're a living document. Like feel free to always like bring up like a concern, whether in the chat or on the or just out loud. It's all perfectly fine. Right. So I guess the very first thing we should do is well, we go to character creation, and perhaps you have to create the most important character. I mean, you all have lovely companions, but we have to create the protagonist, which is the girl. So I'll just read from the blurb here, which I think everyone here on the stream can see. You're a 12-year-old girl. You're not of this world, and you're trying to find your way back home. Home isn't perfect. In fact, there's a lot that's hard and unfair about it, but it's still home. There are people there who love you, who probably miss you right now, and are wondering why you haven't come inside for supper. Um, well, because you're off having adventures, probably. And because everyone will take a turn to play the girl, and again, we can like, if some folks prefer playing the companions to the girl, you can minimize as much you want, but everyone will take a turn just so that everyone's companions can like um, interact with the girl. So I'll read out the girl's principles. When you play the girl, try to do the following: ask probing questions of everyone you meet, request help from your companions when needed, desire what your home lacks, be brave and take risks, seek opportunities to learn and grow, act against your manners, and act in line with your beliefs. So,
I love act against your manners. That made me really happy.
Yeah. Oh, we'll get to manners. They're like an actual thing that we need to like make a list and
Great.
collective, and we break as we go through this this story. All right. So collectively, we're gonna decide the girl's name. So well, there's one of the first components. Like we decide what your family has doesn't have. Like your family has love, but no blank. That kind of decides what the name is according to the drop downs. But again, we can always pick a different name if folks have an idea. So if you go through the drop down, I think Adela, and I'm assuming you're clicking through this so people can see.
Yeah, I will click also.
Oh, yeah, I'm looking at it.
Yeah. Yeah. So your family definitely has love. There's absolutely a loving family, but what do they not have? What's something?
Curiosity, magic, money, quiet, time, trust, or other. Or something else. Obviously, that's what other means.
Yeah.
I love curiosity.
I actually was going to say the same thing. I also like curiosity.
Yeah.
Yes.
I feel like having love but no trust feels like sort of the sort of thing you'd see in like a dark HBO character drama or something.
Yeah.
Love but no curiosity is one of those ones where it's like the parents and older family members
you follow them.
aren't
goodbye.
Yeah. They're not childlike anymore. So they're only interested in adult things, and they don't have any curiosity about the world, which is a thing that child characters often have frustration about. So I like that.
Yeah. All right. I'll pick curiosity. So what's decided here is like your name is Kat, but we don't have to go with that.
I love that though. I'm not opposed.
I'm not opposed to that either.
Cool. Are you okay with Kat, Sam?
Oh yeah. That should be fine. That's fine.
Cool. I do like. I'm looking at the zine right now, and on the girl playbook, there's an illustration of a 12-year-old girl telling off a sobbing tiger, and the caption is "Cat reprimands tiger for trying to eat Mrs. Costly Copper Pot."
I love that.
Yeah. I'll show. I'll show you in the PDF later. All right. So
I
the
can
next
find
thing
it in
is
the PDF if it's a picture. I have the PDF.
Yeah.
I can grab it.
Oh. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, these pages aren't numbered. Anyway, it'll be in PDF. So the next bit is like these questions.
Never mind.
It's fine. Yeah, we'll do it another time. So basically, these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh no, 4 questions. You're gonna take turns answering these questions. The way I kind of want to go with this is I'm gonna go to each person and I'm gonna ask you what question do you want to answer, and
Okay.
then we'll see what the results are. So I'm gonna go to Kris. Which of these questions we'll leave what you want to be when you grow up and what your home life. We'll leave these three. What do you want to be when you grow up? What is your home life like? And how did you find your door to the other world? That's like the last questions we answer. So
Cool.
is there any from these 4 that you're interested in answering?
I like what is your prized possession a lot?
Ooh. Oops, sorry.
So the options in there
Whoa.
are So the options in there are something stolen, something living, something you made, something natural, something given, and something domestic. I think it would be neat if it is something natural. Like she found something and then, goes to ask someone in the family, "Hey, what's this?" And they were just like, "Oh, it's," gives extremely boring, probably factual answer about what it is. Like, that is, like part of a beetle shell. It's just like, but what if it was? And so she's just like coming up with, no, it's actually like a piece of like battle armor from a tiny mole warrior.
Yes.
Ooh.
And just like every time someone asks like, what is that you have, we'll just say something entirely different about it, based on what sounds the coolest at
That's
the time.
great. I love that.
Yeah. Yeah, so it's like a piece of like, well, not jewelry but like natural sort of like
Yeah,
gem
like natural detritus almost. It's just like, yeah, like I think it actually might. I think I really like the idea of it being like part of a like a bug shell. If that's okay, I realize bugs are a veil line, so maybe let it not be that.
No, it's a beetle shell is fine. Yeah, that's fine.
Oh, okay. If you're all right with that, then
I am all
yeah, I
right
just
with that.
didn't know how much like how much
It's
bug was a
bugs,
problem. But if
bugs,
that's
bugs,
okay,
bugs, but not.
okay,
Uh,
no living ones. Yeah, but yeah, like it's kind of got like, the light shines off of it real cool, and it looks neat, and just like every time someone asks, she'll say it's some very interesting thing. It's a tiny soup bowl made for
Aw.
the strongest potions.
All right, so I wrote down a really neat bug shell.
Love it.
All right. Sam, is there any question you want to answer from how do you wear your hair? How do you sound when you speak? And what's your biggest fear?
Okay. I'm looking like for how do you sound when you speak? Operating off of sort of the really sort of fanciful description of like the treasured art, the treasured item, does dreamy like a cotton candy cotton candy cloud work for how do you sound like when you speak? Like I feel like it's given that we've sort of, it sounds like our character is a little bit fanciful, at
Yeah.
least.
Mhm.
Like
Oh,
Sorry,
yeah.
I'm
you don't
imagining that
have to.
to sound kind of sleepy too.
Oh,
Aw. Sorry, you don't have to sound dreamy like a cotton candy cloud. We can imagine that, like.
Yes.
uh,
I love
Yeah.
that.
lovely.
Cool.
everyone suddenly like the girl speaks in the same cadence as like Sans Undertale. But
I do
No.
not have that as a
Neither
reference.
do
I don't know
I.
what that means.
Oh my
Neither do
gosh.
I.
You know what a sand undertale looks like? I've been on parts of the internet.
I don't know if I could get through journey with a girl sounds like that. All right.
Oh no.
Okay. No, it's fine. It's fine.
Okay.
All right. Adela, which one from these two do you want to
I
answer?
would like to do how do you wear your hair?
Ooh.
And I think that she has long hair and it's in like I think it's in like 2 French braids, but they're like she's been wearing them for like 3 days. So very
Oh,
messy, messy fluffy French braids.
aw.
Yeah.
All right. I'm gonna assume that's or.
Oh, I
In the
guess so.
drop down. Just
I didn't look at the
no,
drop
it's
down
fine.
menu.
No,
Whoops.
that's absolutely fine. We can actually just write it in.
Oh, but these are all
So
so cute.
oh, okay. Which one do you think fits French braids that she hasn't
Um,
put down
one
in
says
days?
braided and flowing like a winding river. What about braided and knotted like fraying rope? We mix up the two.
Yeah.
Great.
All right.
That sounds good.
This is upsettingly accurate to a very specific photo day picture of me from the 30s.
Oh.
Oh no. Um, all right, and I think we'll collectively answer this like last one. What is your biggest fear? So the in the drop down the choices are absence, which darkness, silence, isolation, rage, which is like fire, monsters, earthquakes, humiliation, which is like bullies, imperfection, and failure, inability, which is like paralysis, illness, and poverty, or judgment, which is like worth, decisions, say perceptions, or we can come up with a new one.
Mhm.
I think based on what we know about this tiny goofball thus far, judgment and humiliation seem like ones that would come up a lot.
Yeah.
Like, what do you got there? Weird bug shell?
I was
No,
thinking
it's
that one
it's a
or
magical artifact.
yeah, judgment or
Okay.
humiliation. Is that what you said?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What do you think, Sam?
I think, yeah, I think, yeah, I think if we're concerned about sort of judging the sort of the weird, I think judgment sounds good. For like negative criticism of like quote unquote weird interests.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like
Mhm.
that.
All right, put that in. Judgment. Oh, there we go. All right. So the next question, so I'm just gonna like throw out, and folks can like suggest something. Simple one. What do you want to be when you grow up? And cue me flashbacking to being asked that question, and now I have to compare what I what I answered to what I'm doing now. Uh, what do you think, Kat? Who do you think Kat wants to be when she grows up?
It's got to be some kind of like scientist, explorer, something,
Yeah.
or like
Like an archaeologist or
yeah.
anthropologist. Do kids know what
I
anthropologists
don't
are?
probably not.
I can't guess what kids know these days.
Kid, I thought an archaeologist
I
was
like
an Indiana.
archaeologist or like or like a geologist, like something I don't know.
Someone who like finds old stuff and then has to tell people what it is.
Yeah.
I have to ask, is this being set in the modern day? Like, would this kid be extremely online, or are we just gonna like?
Dear, I haven't even
Oh
thought of
God.
that yet.
Oh yeah. Oh no.
I was picturing it to be like Alice in Wonderland or The Wizard of Oz. So
Yeah,
but we can
that's
do that
kind
if
of
you
You
want.
have a very online girl undergrad. It's hilarious to me.
It is.
I'll admit my inclination is to switch to sort of indeterminately in the past, so that like it would not, I don't know, like, but it depends what y'all feel, but like I'm okay with it keeping in the past and not having it be like, oh, they would know what like Metal Gear Solid is or something like.
God.
But what if they have an Instagram for the cool things that they find?
Okay.
Ooh.
The idea of a
That actually
12-year-old.
sounds good.
And
Yeah.
that's like how she starts being an anthropologist or
Yes,
whatever. Like,
literally.
this is what I think. This is what I understand this to mean, and thus I will catalog all my findings on the gram.
This is going
Yeah.
to be how I launch myself into my future career. I'll become
Oh,
famous on Instagram through my.
oh, this poor kid. Oh
I
no.
love her so much.
All right, I'm gonna put down archaeologist and in brackets through Instagram.
Yes. I love it because there's this. This also explains the judgment thing because I teach and I have a lot of students who are around that age, and they're not supposed to be on Instagram, but they are on Instagram. And that's not, they definitely, none of them are using Instagram to document their archaeological findings. So they're gonna, someone who would probably be judged by the other kids.
Because it's out there for everybody to see if they want to. Oh boy.
Oh my god.
Poor kid. We got to figure out what her Instagram handle is.
Oh my
A
god.
sweeter potato in the Twitch chat suggested at girl underground, and it's like, shit, that is really good.
That's
Yes.
literally
Oh.
is.
That is incredibly good.
Now I want to create this Instagram profile.
Right.
I might do that later today.
Oh my god. Well, we do have that like reference Twitter floating about.
Mhm.
Oh
What
my
was that
gosh.
about?
I'm gonna see if that
Um,
if that Instagram name is available.
It might be taken by a game. I don't know.
Do
Which
games
game
usually
we're
have
playing.
Instagrams?
Yeah. Do they
Not that
only?
often.
Yeah, I guess only the big games. Yeah. Through Instagram. All right, I'm modifying it. Through Instagram at girl underground. There we go. All right. Here's hoping that's free for us to take.
I am on it.
All right. Hell yeah. Okay. So the next bit is fairly important. What is your home life like? Basically, I'm just gonna like. There's like a list of like a bunch of questions, but of like I'm gonna like open the floor and like each of you can like say what you think Kat's home life is like. If there's a yeah, if you need like a specific question or whatnot, I've got a list. But for now, right at the start, if anyone has an idea of what Kat's life is like at home, um, feel free to throw it out.
Picture that like I picture like an only kid, like she doesn't have a lot of other people her age easily on hand to play with, hence she ends up like, you know, going out into the like park or whatever and just finding whatever she finds and cataloging it, and like kind of not like parents that are there, but like they gotta work a bunch, so they don't have like a lot of time to play with her and like indulge her in her fantasies and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. Parents who work a lot. I'm writing these down. If you scroll to like to the right of the girl sheet, there's like a big box for notes of interest because the box there is a bit small.
Mm-hmm.
That
But
makes sense.
I'm writing it all out and I'll condense it when we take our first. Yeah, that's a neat detail. Well, I say neat, but like parents work a lot. It's a thing. Sam, Dela, do you have something you want to add?
Sorry, I was making an Instagram account for.
Okay, that's fair. That's
It's gonna be girl underground underscore because the other one was taken.
oh, of course. That makes sense. Like,
I'm sorry. I'm kind of flaky a little bit. Like that was the main thing, was that I was thinking that the parents would be working a lot, and that like, well, I mean, they loved her, but they're just working. I mean, I'm kind of imagining like in terms of socio-economic status, at least, like they're probably like quote unquote like lower middle class and stuff, so like both of them have to work and stuff, and it's like gotta work, and unfortunately it means you can't spend time with your kids. So yeah, like I think that was the main thing I was thinking, which I think y'all covered pretty well. But yeah.
No, that's fine. It's nice to add that detail. Yeah, lower middle class definitely helps paint the picture of what
Where do we
Kat's home is like.
where do we think she lives? Like, is this a city kid, suburbs, rural, big
that
town, small town?
that definitely changes what kind of things she would be finding.
Mm-hmm.
I like suburb or city, but like there's like parks that she goes through and stuff, so there's some outdoor space still.
Almost like a kid who lives in an apartment building,
Yeah.
and there's like one
Yeah,
park, right?
yeah.
There's like the parkette next to it, so like that is her entire archaeological site.
We're not at this
Right.
question yet, but what if she leaves the elevator and then she's in this new world?
Oh,
Ooh.
good.
All right. Okay. Yeah. No. Wait, that's really good. That's what's gonna
Gets
happen.
off at the wrong floor.
Mhm.
In between floors. It's
Yeah.
like in between.
Like a new
the-
floor appears on the button on the like lights. It's just like this is
and of
floor.
course you have to press that button. It's a new button.
Yeah. And it has like, I don't know, a symbol on it, not a number.
Ooh.
It's archaeological for her. All right. I have to note this down. Thanks for making my life easier with that idea. But yeah, I love like she lives in like this cramped, like very generic apartment building, and the park nearby is just like the main source. Yeah, I'm gonna note that down, the elevator idea as well. Sure, there we go. Just wrote down elevator. That should be enough, right?
Yeah.
What do you think her school life is like? And anyone can answer that question.
That kid who like asks a ton of questions to the point that the teacher also is just trying to like say whatever it is that will make you stop asking questions so they can move on with the lesson.
Ooh.
You know, like, and then this happened. Why? Because people thought these things. Why'd they think that? Oh my god, because.
Cool. This I guess it kind of feeds into like her fear, but like how does that like put her in school? Not put her, but like how did she think the kids see her then? The other
She
kids her
probably
age?
has like a couple of friends who are also weird kids. And probably all the cool kids don't really talk to her.
Is it like that group of weird kids who like it's not enough that they're just like friends by virtue of kind of being left alone, but like we have like our friend, like we're not just a group of friends, we're the Society of Curios and Eccentricities.
Yes.
Oh,
yes.
And
yes.
they don't just hang out during recess, they have meetings.
Yes. Oh.
Society. Sam, go ahead.
I was just wondering, does the Society for Curios and Eccentricities, do they also have like a social media presence? Like, or do they just get tagged on? Like, I'm not saying go create this one as well. But I'm saying do they get tagged on?
Yes, on all of her photos.
Girl
yes.
Underground.
Yes.
Oh, bless! They just have like a collector Twitter account.
Yes.
Oh, bless.
I love this kid. Yeah, just like a few more questions, just like to, just like some random stuff. Actually, I'm looking through this. I'm looking through this list, and we kind of like answered most of them. And I'm looking at the time.
The Instagram account has been created, and you may follow it. I will add profile details later.
Thank you so much for your work.
I have one question that'll be relevant once we get to the fantasy world. Does she have internet connection there? And if so, does she post things
yes!
Instagram?
Oh my god.
Probably like when we first had the idea of it being modern, I was like, probably not. Like she doesn't have access, and that's a point of contention for her. But also it'd be funny if she was posting things from this magical world on her Instagram.
Well, maybe it's like she posts it, but it's caught in a backlog, so like she doesn't have access, and so like once she gets back, it'll all be updated or something.
That explains why
I
the
don't know.
Instagram will have nothing on it until I'm done this game.
Yeah. And like I was just
Oh,
thinking, because like the thing says the parents are worried about you and don't know where you are, and so if your
Mhm.
Instagram is still updating, that'd be like,
Yes.
what the heck, you know? But whatever you think is better.
yeah. I'm down for that.
Yeah.
All right. So I think yeah, I think we have kind of fleshed this girl out quite a bit. She seems very lovable. Um, is there anything else you want to add to home life? Like any questions people want to ask? Like I don't know, favorite like what chore do you hate doing or something like that?
Does she
Where do you
have a
hide when you
pet
get
that she misses when she's away? Or does she have a
Aw.
pet that comes with her, like Dorothy?
Ooh.
Ooh.
Um. Yeah. Oh, what if like when she is going outside and finds the door, it's like, okay, I
She
gotta go like
she was
walk the
going to walk
dog
the
or
dog,
whatever.
yeah.
Ooh. All right. Yeah, has a dog.
We got to figure out what kind of dog she has at some
Yeah,
point.
yeah, absolutely. Um, before we do that, let's go through like manners. So manners are like basically. Let me actually just go to the zine where. Manners represent some of society's controlling and absolutist rules that girls must follow. They take the form of young ladies must never talk back to their elders, or young ladies must never take up too much space, which are unfair and very wrong. The players and the guide, that's me, will come up with 8 manners they want to challenge. Will be on these drop-down menus. There's like the full list is in the drop-down menus, but also in the manners list in the character keeper. I yeah should note that like we there are some manners that probably maybe some folks will be uncomfortable to have in the game, and if so, like they can always be like just vetoed. Just
Mhm.
like we should be open to discussing what we don't want in the game and what we're interested in challenging. Um, like collectively, we should be able to like come up with a list that lets players explore like identity and self in a fun way. Um, because we should become some manners we're interested in challenging and conquering, because conquering manners is what gets you beliefs, and beliefs are kind of like you know what you learn in your journey underground. And we'll get to those when we actually go underground. But yeah, I'll just again open it up if like there's like a specific manner you want to add to this list.
I have to look at the
One that jumps out to me at the start is young ladies must always follow instructions.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Ooh,
that sounds like
yes. Can we also do young ladies must always be quiet and patient? Because that's the opposite of what she is.
yeah.
Oh,
And I think we
I just
start with one of these
I should
as
just let you do this.
Oh, go on,
sorry.
Sam.
I was gonna say I think we start with one of these already transgressed and stuff. So like
Mhm.
one of these we have already broken just by virtue of coming to the fantasy world.
Well,
So
not exactly. We're gonna break that in our first scene. That there is a manner that
okay.
we are gonna break first. It's the one that the
Mm,
girl has always battled with, so that's the one we're kind of like gonna set aside. So we'll make a list
okay.
first and we'll decide which one we're gonna break, because we'll make this list and
Okay.
then we're gonna do the scene.
How how about young ladies must never show anger?
Ooh.
Uh like I
Ooh.
don't know, like it sounds like in general our character is like very idiocy or the cat is very idiosyncratic, but is also not someone who like intentionally rocks the boat, I suppose, or at least that's not
Mhm.
the vibe I've really gotten. But like
It's kind of
sometimes
like
you gotta.
this the way that she acts is it's just her nature. And she's not
Mm,
trying to be annoying
right.
or like yeah.
Oh, here's another one
Yes.
that kind of goes with all of this then is young ladies must always be grateful for what they're given.
Oof.
That's enough for you.
Young
But
lady never show anger. Oh, there it is.
Some of our things are disappearing. Oh, there.
Oh,
Well,
oops.
uh-oh.
Oops. Sorry.
Clicking it. That's my bad. What was the first one you mentioned before quiet and patient? Always be humble or
follow
grateful.
Oh, always follow instructions.
Yes.
Yes. Oh, there we go. I'll add that in. So we got 3.
All of these will
Kris,
be
the
so
one-
good for being in a magical world. That explains why they're in the game. This is a good game.
Mhm.
Yeah. So, Kris, remind me again. It's always be grateful.
Always be grateful for what they're given.
All right.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8. All right. So we've come up with 4 more, and then we're gonna pick one that like the one that the girl has always battled with, and we're gonna break that. So, what other 4 manners should we have?
So many manners to choose from.
There's a lot of
Yeah.
variation. I like
That just means we can play this game again.
It's true.
Young ladies must always wear clothes suited for young ladies.
That's very good. Yeah, I was looking at that one, and young ladies must never soil their hands or clothes.
Oh, we could do both of those.
We could.
Yeah.
We do have the space.
Shall we?
How do you feel about young ladies must never acknowledge imperfections? Like,
I don't really know how that would manifest.
I guess if someone says something's great, like the Emperor's like new clothes kind of thing. Like if someone says this is great and perfect, you can't be like, no, it's not. Or
Oh.
you're not supposed to say that.
Oh boy.
Yeah, the inverse is that like maybe there are like these forces like demand perfection. You know, like we're not allowed to acknowledge that you're flawed. You know, you have to be perfect.
Huh.
You know, you're not allowed to have rough edges. You know.
Yeah, I was thinking of it in terms of like accepting your own fallibility and that you're capable of being wrong, which says like or I don't know, just like in a sense of like in terms of character development, like accepting that like even if you're like incredibly curious, that there can be limits to what you know right off the bat, and that like life is always like a struggle learning new things and stuff and improving and whatnot. But I don't know, like I felt like that's more of an interiority thing than like than something that society itself has precipitated. But I don't know. It depends on what y'all feel like.
Yeah.
I like it. I think like she's probably like I don't know how much like some kids don't, or like they'll be like, yeah, I just have so many questions, and they don't see that as a problem or see like not knowing stuff as a problem. Whereas adults are just like, a lot of the world is based around like, yeah, you have to be right though, and if you're wrong, well, people get mad at you, or you'll do poorly at work and then you get fired and it's a problem. Like being wrong is so often framed as a problem. That I think that's a fun thing to confront a very curious kid with. So yeah, I dig that one.
Cool. All right. So, all right. Learn so how to codes. Never acknowledge imperfection. So one more.
Maybe young ladies must never befriend monsters.
Ooh, I like that. I don't know if any of
Probably
our
like-
characters are monsters, but I like that.
Well, we have a constructed and
that
a
is true.
mythic and a fawn.
Monster is
Relative.
Like, who defines what a monster is, right? Like,
true.
Is it a monster or is it friend shaped?
In this game, we are all friend shaped.
Yeah. What was I gonna say? Yeah, I like this manner because it's kind of like maybe like either her parents or like other adults like be, this is their version of being careful. It's
Yeah. This
it's
is
like
don't talk to strangers.
Mm-hmm.
But like
which is
also everyone's a stranger until you know them.
Yeah.
Sam, are you okay with that?
Yeah, that's that's a good one, or at least like I feel like it could be both for the companions and also NPCs.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
That's true.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah, the neat thing with like the once you break those manners and turn to beliefs, whenever the companions make a roll, you can say belief of the girl inspires you, and you roll 3 2. You roll with advantage. Um,
Oh.
yeah,
Cool.
yeah, dice rolling. Yeah, we do that.
That
Anyway,
is in my games. It's more likely than you think.
yeah. All right. So, which of these manners is the one the cat has always battled with? Which one do you think?
Probably quiet and impatient based on what
Yeah.
we've said.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Uh-huh.
Cool. All right. So yeah, we're gonna set that manner aside, and this is gonna be the one we're going to break. So I think the last couple of bits before we take a break is that we're just gonna like do a short setup of the girl finding her door to the underground.
Ooh.
So yeah, so I think I'm imagining that like we're opening up in like their apartment space in the building. Do you think it's a big apartment, or do you think it's a bit cramped?
I
Like the
think it's
whole
probably more towards the cramped side, but
I
I don't know.
picture like what looks like a giant building to a kid, but like all of the units are somehow small.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I like
which
that.
sounds about right for those kinds of things. Um, yeah, so I'm imagining we're opening up at like this is probably like I'm imagining like this, and not. I'm only saying this because there's a storm happening outside. So I'm imagining it's kind of like it's one of those days where like you're, it's school has kind of been called up because you know um, there's like flooding and whatnot because it's not the best of schools. So schools been called up. There's like just raining all day, and your parents still had to go to work, but they've expressly said to like, now, Kat, you're gonna be here for a while. Don't we've left food in the refrigerator, but please, could you just stay indoors? There's no need for you to go out. There's no need. There'll be other days for that. And I imagine to Kat, like, what's a rainy day like to her? Do you think?
Um, she probably wants to go
Probably.
outside. She's probably pretty
Yeah.
bored inside.
It's like those indoor recesses where like you all just
Yeah.
have to sit in the cafeteria and there's just like 100 kids who wish they could be running around, and so all of that energy is just like has nowhere to go.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
She's probably like
Okay.
plays fetch with the dog in the apartment or like in the hallway to like be a little bit active. Also, her parents say you can go like just outside the door to like let the dog out,
Ooh.
or does she
I'm imagine.
decide to do that herself?
Um. Yeah. You know what? Let's dive into like actually playing the girls. So I'm gonna call on people to like play them turns as we make our way underground. Is that okay with folks?
Sure.
Sure.
Yeah. So yeah. So let's say I'm gonna start with you, Adela. Are you okay to play Cat first?
I'll do my best.
Yeah. So you're. Well, let's go to like your suggestion you had, which is like, how is your dog doing right now?
So my suggestion for the dog that we have is a retired greyhound, which is a very, very lazy dog, a lazy big dog. I guess they're not that big. How big is a greyhound actually?
I know they're long.
Yes.
Yeah.
Big is a greyhound. I'm Googling it. It's important.
Okay. All
Um,
right. So
Large.
go ahead.
so
How
the
large are they?
dog is lazy, but so probably like if we're playing catch in the if we're playing fetch, I mean, in the hallway, it's like cat throws the ball or whatever, and the dog just like trots down after it, doesn't run after it.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And it's probably like Cat was probably expecting like for the dog to like be a bit more energetic, so you'd have an excuse to go out. Because I'm imagining
Yeah.
your parents are like, yeah, you can let the dog out if they need it.
Mhm.
So what are you doing, Cat, to like try to find an excuse to get out of the house, to get out of the apartment? Because dog ain't it.
Like um the dog is not working. I think she needs to go out. She needs to go out. I just heard her whining. She needs to go out.
Maybe there's a basement or something. Like maybe there's like
Ooh.
some storage basement or something which she's been to once before, but like maybe there'll be something interesting here this time if she like looks once again, like maybe there'll be like
Maybe
a,
there's.
like this should probably be the only one who would be glad to, but maybe there's a rat in there or something. Like this is, I don't know, but like I don't know quite how dingy this apartment building is, but like but she would be glad to see something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Hmm.
like so like when you get out of the apartment, are you like shivvying the dog like no we gotta go? Uh,
Yeah, like puts the leash on and is like slightly pulling on them on her to go down the hallway. The dog's like, oh, okay, fine. Well, you know how old dogs are just like, I guess I'll follow you. Even though I'd rather just lie down and have a nap.
yeah, it's a nice rainy day. What are you doing? Um, is there like on the way to the elevator? Do you think you know the people in this apartment well, Kat?
Probably. I'm imagining that she is the type of kid that like knows the neighbors and like goes over to like this old lady down the hallway for tea to like talk about whatever, or like
Oh.
um
Oh,
or like she'll like bring gifts to people randomly, like things that she's found. Be like, I think this person
Mm.
would like this random little pebble I found. I'll bring it to them. Yeah.
What do your parents think about that? Do they think are they fine with that? Like you are kind of like running off to just befriend everyone here. What do they think about
Um,
that?
hmm.
Maybe as long as they're not like strangers.
Yeah, I wonder if it's like if anyone new moves in, like we'll go and meet them with you. And also like probably just stick to the neighbors on this floor or whatever. Um,
Mm.
also, they seem kind of busy a little bit.
yes.
Like, not that they're intentionally inattentive, but like they are incapable of keeping track with all the folks their daughter is meeting. So
Hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm. Yeah. See, I think you know about this basement, and I think today everyone's just staying indoors. No one wants to go out. It's
Hmm.
raining.
It's
What
probably
who
cold too.
who
That's
be
why no one like. That's probably why Kat doesn't necessarily want to go out either because it's cold. If it was raining and warm, she would be out there.
Hmm. Ooh, tell me like a detail of what Cat's wearing. Everyone's gonna do this
um.
once, but like
Ooh. Am
while
I have
you're
to go
here,
first?
Adela.
Okay. Um. She is wearing socks and Birkenstocks.
Yes.
That's what the cool kids do. Actually, it's true.
Nice.
Looking up what Birkenstocks are.
I don't think that she normally wears that outside though. I think that's what she's wearing because she's going down to the basement.
Hmm.
If she was going outside, she'd probably wear rubber boots, even though kids her age get laughed at for that.
All right. I think I'll ask the next questions to, let's see. I think as you get into the elevator, I'll pass Kat to Sam, if that's okay.
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 So
So you're getting into this elevator, and you probably know like which button goes to like the sub basement or whatnot. But like as soon as like the elevator closes and kind of like does that lurch, what do you notice that's a bit off about the elevator today?
Uh, I wonder if like the elevator music is different than normal. Like instead of like this like the normal like sort of stereotypical uh, ancillary background music, it's uh like something I don't know. I was kind of wondering if maybe it would be something orchestral or something like uh I, I got for unrelated reasons I got a little bit of Kentucky Route Zero on the brain, so I wonder if it's like playing like a banjo tune or something like that. I don't know. That lends a very specific sort of rural Americana to this sort of setting, but uh like there's I don't know. I'm just kind of wondering if there is some sort of unique uh musical something like that, like entirely different from what is from the norm, like
Hmm. I,
banjo tune. Like I'm sort of putting it up to y'all. What do you think would be a good sort of slightly different musical cue than is normal for an elevator?
I did the banjo. I think that's really funny.
it's so
Yes.
incongruous.
I love it too. Is it like what kind of is it like a soft like plucking tune or is this Mumford and Sons? Like but just the music, not the singing. Like
It is going.
it's going.
Yeah, I think yeah, I think it is probably more going like yeah, like that.
Great.
Yeah, I think the dog who I think you suggested the dog be named Bridget in
Yes.
chat. I think is everyone
Hmm.
okay with that?
That's a good name.
Yeah. I'm just happy that this girl named Kat has a dog.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think Bridget will kind of like make a
Oh.
sound at like the music and kind of like just kind of like starts kind of like pawing at your feet, cat.
Oh.
Oh, well, or Cat bends over and like pets the dog. She says, "That's hmm, that's certainly different. Uh, must have switched a new recording."
Mm. Bridget says.
Oh,
And I think she. Oh wait, is Bridget a she?
Yes.
Okay. Uh, she kind of like paws a bit more at your feet and kind of like raises an ear towards like the buttons where where the floors are. What's different about them?
hmm. Uh,
Did one of the buttons change to a symbol instead of a number, or is there a new button just like squished in somehow and it like messes with your mind so you can't, it doesn't look like the buttons have shifted to include this new button. It's just there somehow in the middle of the other buttons.
Oh, can the symbol just be an exclamation point?
Yes.
Ooh, that's good.
I also imagine that Kat is the type of person who types with a lot of exclamation marks when she's writing captions on her photos and things like that.
Oh, bless.
Oh my god.
So of course she's
See?
intrigued by an exclamation mark.
Yeah. So yeah, you see this exclamation mark. Let me ask you this: while you have control of Cat, Sam, is there even
Yeah.
any hesitation?
I mean, definitely not now. Like there's they must have put in like a new edition or something I had heard about. Like maybe there's the elevator repairman they've put in a new floor or something. Like this sounds cool. There must be at least something new here.
Cool. I'm assuming you press it, because otherwise,
Yes.
do we even have a game?
No, we press it. Yeah.
Okay.
Press it. Yeah.
All right. So I'm gonna slide Cat over to Chris
Mm.
for this, because the elevator starts to go into an angle.
Whoa.
Whoa.
Yeah, and Bridget's like, as the elevator starts doing a weird, funky motion that elevators like. It'd be weird if an elevator went forward. It'd be weird enough, but this is going in an angle downwards.
Okay.
Yeah, and I think the banjo music changes, and we get like a muffled sort of like conversation, but I think, Kat, you can make out that like the people having the conversation are like your parents. What do you think they're saying about you?
I think it's like a conversation that she overheard the tail end of when she was supposed to be asleep, but was like, like was on her phone with like the screen dimmed all the way down. And it's something about like, about how she gets like caught up in these flights of fancy, and she just like, I think her parents are kind of like worried that she's gonna end up kind of directionless, because like she has no focus, or like she's easily distracted by like all of these things that they think are kind of unimportant.
Aw. I think that the familiar voice is like Bridget. So it's kind of like doing like this panting, which I'm not gonna do because I can't. I don't trust myself. It's like kind of like, oh yeah, I know those people, like sort of panting, but like this is probably like a conversation that Kat's probably put in the back of her mind, but not like it's kind of like back as this elevator is doing this weird motion. How are you feeling? Like, what are you? Not to be like a two-bit terrorist, but how does this make you feel?
Like hearing that conversation.
Mm-hmm.
Like maybe she shouldn't have pressed the button, and like she looks back over at the like all of the floor buttons on the thing, and like is the exclamation point button still there?
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
could
I
she?
think so.
Yeah, and
Go
so I
ahead.
think she just like looks at it, and then like looks at how Bridget is kind of, uncomfortable right now, and just kind of like, I think gets like a little bit of resolve, like, okay, fine, when this door opens, we're just gonna like step right out and come right back in and go upstairs. Like she's gonna prove to someone who's not here, like, I can focus.
Yes.
Watch me.
Oh my god. All right. So I think on that note, we're gonna like leave it at right before the door opens. And let's see. The next step is I meant to take a break at the top of the hour, but like I do want to do this next step before we actually take the break, if that's okay.
Sure.
So right before the door opens, this is when you pick your companion playbooks. Oh,
Yes.
before we do that, we should
The manor.
what the manor? Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
Oh,
So remind me again, which one were we breaking?
quiet and patient,
Yeah.
which is what she would
So
have to do if she was staying in the apartment in this rain during the rainy day.
yeah. uh, yeah. So I'm gonna cross this out. Bonk. Yeah. So collectively, we're gonna like write a belief that she developed that Cat develops from having refusing to mind her manners, so to speak. What belief do you think she forms, having made this like decision to like I'm gonna ride this elevator? I pressed the exclamation mark button.
Patience is not a virtue. What's about something more like a better phrased than that?
Like something about discovery.
Mhm.
Like no one ever
Yeah.
found something by staying where they were.
Yes.
Ooh.
Ooh,
Yes.
that's good.
That's it.
That's good.
That's it.
Anything by staying where they were. Okay. There we go. All right. So now is the time where we pick companion playbooks. Although I can't see the stream, but if they've seen the bottom, they've seen that we've already picked playbooks.
Yes, you can see them.
Indeed.
Yeah. Yeah. So I'm gonna give you some time to like fill in the playbook, and then I ask you to give like a quick summary, and then you're gonna tell me like what state do you think the companion is when the girl finds them. This is gonna help frame up
Great.
um, meeting them. So finally, we get to hear this like name that Taylor's been saying on. But like, I'll give you all a few minutes to like pick through some stuff. There's some boxes
I
that are like,
filled mine in already.
of course. Well, we'll give it like a few minutes for everyone else.
Yes.
And
Also, is there a way to like change to type something in? I guess you can make another box under it to type it in. Because I
there's
picked
already.
two of the ones I picked were like the or option.
Mhm.
So
Yeah, there is a box like underneath those two, or you can just
oh,
type it
I
in
see. That's what the
the.
gray box is for. Got it. I
Yeah,
was
they're a
confused.
bit. Yeah, I lightened them up because they're a bit darker. We're just like, why are these boxes are here? Oh, okay, yeah,
That is
that's
helpful.
what they're for.
I just
Yeah.
thought it was there to say this is not to be typed in. So I
Yeah.
thought it was the
Oh,
opposite.
you can type in the drop down. There's just gonna have like a red. There's
Yeah,
gonna
it
just
tells
gonna
me
be
I'm
an
not
orange
allowed.
mark.
But
Alright. Yeah, like if we go to like the sheets, the stuff from the girl sheet is auto filled in, so I'll be there, and you all get the moves you start with, which is nice because they're all very neat.
Okay. I think I managed to fill in what I got.
Okay. All right. Let's see if when everyone else is finished. Give it like 2 more minutes. And we'll call a break after this, and then like if you want to like go back on some stuff, that's perfectly fine as well.
Mhm.
Yeah, like it's just a quick summary anyway,
Okay, I'm good.
and also if you have any specific ideas about the companion's introduction, because we're kind of like we're gonna meet a companion one by one,
yeah,
in whatever predicament they're gonna be in.
nice.
Uh, All right, so let's go by the order in the character keeper from left to right. So, Kris, tell us about our constructed or our construct.
Yeah. So the questions are, what material are you constructed from? I'm made of lost socks.
Ho ho!
Oh my goodness.
Oh no.
you know, if you make a person out of lost socks that always follows you around, then you'll never lose those socks again unless you lose that person, which is
Oh.
um what's the most human thing about you? It's my warmth, very good hugs.
Oh.
What's the most unnerving thing about you? It is very hard to knock me off balance because I always land on my feet.
That is
What do-
unnerving.
yeah, right? Just like
Wha-
they get knocked over sideways and then just like keep walking but are fully horizontal.
Oh
A
my.
little creepy.
Is it like a
Um,
ball of socks that all have with the
It's
feet
like
side
a
sticking out in all directions?
it's a person-shaped
Okay.
pile of socks, but like anytime whatever part is touching the ground, those
Is
socks
socks.
are feet now. Yep.
Oh my god.
What do you need that this journey will give you? A life, or more like a sense of purpose and like a place they belong.
Mm.
Uh, what state are you in when the girl finds you? I think they're stuck in place because they don't know where to go. And what
I
is your
think
name?
people.
Oh,
Oh, go ahead.
sorry.
No, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I was gonna say, like, I think stuck in place means literally stuck in place.
Oh, okay.
Like
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 cannot
if you're
move?
a tree or something.
Yeah.
Oh,
Or like when
okay.
Dorothy finds the Tin Man.
Oh
Right,
yeah.
that makes sense.
Yeah.
Um,
I mean, we can also
hmm.
be metaphorical.
Can we make it metaphor? I think it's the kind of like, you know, when you know you're not meant to be here, but you also don't know where to go, so you're just like, what? Like take 2 steps in one direction. Oh, maybe not, and then 2 steps in like the opposite direction. Oh, but what if turn left 2 steps and that sort of thing.
Hmm. All right,
Um,
I've got an idea.
and then the last question is, what is your name? My name is Mittens.
Aw.
This is amazing.
All right. So yeah, I'll keep in mind what state you want the girl to be in, but like we'll get into that when we like introduce Mittens to the girl.
Sure.
Um, yeah, but they're adorable. Oh, what are their pronouns? Actually, we should.
Oh, he, him. I'll add that with the name.
Cool. Um, all right. So let's turn to the mythic. Sam, can you tell us about? Well, you described to us like before the stream what your character is. Could you describe it for the stream?
Okay. So the mythic, or in this case, the care plague, is a big eagle, like a bird of prey, like but there's specific visual references or thinking of Julian from Kentucky Route Zero, or the one eagle who carries around the Pursuer Knight in Dark Souls 2, or
Ooh.
I hear the Wind Lord from Lord of the Rings is, but big
Wow.
old eagle, brown eagle, like not a bald eagle, like sort of more like not with the white head, but big brown bird of prey about the size of a car, like uh, far beyond what is a natural bird that looks like this would normally look like.
Excellent.
Fantastic. Oh, this could be such a mismatched crew. Yeah. Do you mind if we go through the prompts?
Oh, sure. So I think what about my form impresses people the most? My glorious wings, which,
Hell yeah.
yeah, they are pretty darn nice. They have a wingspan of about, I think from one tip to the other is probably like about like 10 feet or so. I think, like I'm guessing that's probably like 2 to 3 meters for folks out there with the metric system. Forgive me, I don't know the conversion exactly, so I might be butchering it, but that's roughly the area I'm thinking of. Uh, uh, and as the last of my kind, how do I remember my kin? With sorrow, because it's the last one, like. Um, What must you protect at all costs? My kin's legacy.
Ooh.
And uh,
Pour one out for the evening.
what do I need that he will give me? The answer, I hope this isn't like too much of a bummer. Is revenge is the one I picked. Like I'm gonna try not to be like super edgelordy about it, but that's what I was thinking. What state are you when the girl finds you? I was pick like they had one for chained, which I don't think works for an eagle, but I picked in a cage since that
Oh.
sounds like
Oh
where do you
no.
bird or that's captured in a cage. My name is Zephyr, Zphyr. Pronouns are she, her.
Hell yeah. Love this big bird. I shouldn't have said that. All right, and last but not the least, Adela, tell us about the fawn.
All right, so I am playing the Fawn playbook. My character is bottom half goat, top half human, like a classic fawn, except they have deer antlers, which are like just the right size to not be annoying in all of the work that they do because they are a yarn artist. They basically any type of yarn craft that exists, they do, and they mix it all together into these weird almost not multimedia because it's all yarn, but you know what I mean. They make sweaters for everything. Their cottage is covered in a sweater. They have trees with sweaters around their cottage. Yeah, they also do. Somehow they're able to grant wishes using yarn. I'm not sure how yet, but that's a thing. And they are. Let me see what I have for their look. Yeah, so I said what they look like, but they wear mismatched leg warmers that they have made themselves. Oh, I sent you guys the photo of
Yes.
that. So it's this. If anyone has been to Toronto, to the distillery district in downtown Toronto this winter specifically, there is an art installation right now, which is like all of this yarn art wrapped around trees. And that is basically what inspired this character. So I will put a link to that photo in the Discord chat. Or not the Discord chat, the Twitch chat. I hope that works. Does that work? That was a weird link.
I can see it. Yeah.
Okay,
I clicked on
perfect.
it. It works.
Excellent. So that is the style that they. This is the style that my character uses for all of their art. Basically, it's this kind of like mismatched, pieced together a bunch of different styles of yarn art, basically, and always very bright colors. So they're wearing mismatched leg warmers and a big coat that is also made of this same type of style. And they also have a long scarf, and their antlers are also adorned with this material in the exact same way as this tree is in the picture. So,
Oh my god.
and their name is Gosh Darn It All.
Oh,
Ah!
I'm.
Bless you.
And on that note, I want to say on that note, but there's still a bunch of prompts. But I don't know what can follow.
Oh yeah,
that.
I meant to say the name at the very end, but I was too excited.
It's fine. It's fine. It's worth being excited.
So good.
It's so good.
I'll do the prompts now. They're much less exciting than the name. Yeah.
The name kind of says a lot.
Anyway, that's why I said that was related to the PG-ness of this stream, or this the game.
Ah, that's fair. Gosh. I nearly said it. I nearly said in response.
You can say
Right,
it as much as you want.
gosh.
Yes?
Just let's go to the prompts and then we'll take a break because oh god, I need to stand up.
All right. So, what do you wish? Oh, sorry. What do you find hard to resist? I said a lovely singing voice, but I might change that to something else.
Ooh.
Oh yeah, I was. I think I might change it to a chance to show off, which is
Ooh.
showing off their art. And the next one was, what do you wish you could transform into? And it had a few options, but I picked the one where you can make it yourself because I think they're actually completely content the way they are, and they don't want to transform. If that's okay.
Yeah, that's fine.
And then the next one is, what do you need that this journey will give you? I picked a chance to make amends. I think amends. Ha ha ha.
Okay.
I forgot to mention they like mend things for all of the people in this world who need things mended.
Of course.
But of course, everything is mended with yarn, regardless of what the problem is.
Oh my god.
And yes, but I think they kind of, this became their whole life when they did something that they feel bad about, and they're trying to make amends by like basically helping everyone with everything that needs mending. Anyway, I don't know what they did. I've not figured that out. And then
That's
what
fair.
state are you in when the girl finds you? And I put exhausted from revelries.
Oh my god.
Not sure what the
Well,
revelries were. Oh, I should put my name
yeah.
in.
A quilting
Yeah, you
bee.
should.
Gosh darn it all, seems like the sort of person who would, no matter what they were doing, it would count as a revelry.
Yes, that's
That's
literally
fine.
what I've been thinking, actually.
Oh my god. You do have a role for when you sing, dance, or
Yep.
otherwise engage in boisterous merrymaking, which is fun. All right, so we've kind of like we have an idea of our companions. We're gonna take a break, probably for like 10 minutes, if that's okay with folks.
Yep, that sounds good.
Yeah,
Give them
works
time
for
to
me.
like let me figure out some stuff. Yeah, so let's be back at 10.
All right.
Cool.
And we're back.
All right. Welcome back to the Roll Plus Bond anniversary live stream charity bonanza extravaganza. In other words, with Anza. I do want to shout out that so far we've raised $600.69. That's a very specific. Oh, yeah.
Nice.
I didn't know we. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. We're like $120, or to be more specific, I'm not going to do the math. Basically, we're about to reach. We're inching towards our goal of $720, which is fantastic. I'm looking at the most recent donations. Apparently, some wild stuff happened at that Troika game. Adam did some really cool stuff, which I think it involved a second webcam apparently.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Sweet Potato was like, here's for Adam's reality bending Troika appearance. Halcyon was like 4 for fish. Guz was like, in your new sphere of existence, you might need $10. I don't know what the
cannot wait to
references
watch
are.
that game.
Yeah. What?
Yeah. Cole was like for Magical because we know several Coles for that wild camera work, and friends at the table plug. Do want to shout out Dismally Oriented who donated and said, loving the adventures of Kat the Instagram archaeologist. Can't wait to meet the companions. Remind folks that
thank you.
we are raising money for the Refugee and Immigrant Center for Education and Legal Services. I'm pointing wildly at my screen. Someone's hopefully making the link appear in the Twitch chat. All right, so I guess it's time to open the elevator door. Before we do that, actually, I want to do a quick check-in. How are folks feeling? Folks okay?
Good.
Yeah.
Good and great.
Excellent.
Yeah. All right, so I guess let's all do this collectively like we're doing. When I'm going to ask each of you a question involving a sense. And when the elevator door opens, kind of like each of you, actually, no, not a sense. Actually, I'll change my mind. Like, what's kind of like, I want you, each of you,
Sam,
sorry,
we have a lot
sorry.
of audio stuff going on. I think it's from you.
You okay there, Sam?
I'm okay.
Okay, cool. Yeah, we're just getting some audio feedback on your end.
Oh, sorry.
No worries.
No worries. All right, so I think when the door opens, I'm gonna ask each of you. I'm just gonna ask each of you a question. Kris, when the door opens, what's the sky like here underground once Kat
Ooh.
steps through the door?
What is the sky like? I think it's like that like sort of lemonade pink that you get in like a sunset, but like
Ooh.
all of it. Also, can I add
Ooh.
another detail that's not about the
Yeah?
sky?
Yeah, go ahead.
When the like elevator stops and the door opens, instead of the usual elevator ding, there's just like a strum of a chord on the banjo.
That's
Is it?
amazing.
I have a question about the sky. Is it like one solid color of that pink, or is it like shades?
I think it's like where like in the shapes of clouds is just like other shades of pink.
Nice. I like that.
Nice. Yeah. I'll turn next to Sam. When Kat like sets foot into this weird world, like feel?
How does Cat feel?
The ground.
Oh,
Not emotionally, but like physically.
The ground is
Okay.
sad.
okay. Um, the ground is for this area. Let's say that the ground is glass. Like there's sort of it's this rock hard glass and like silica. I don't want to say like maybe areas or maybe where maybe you could see like little bits of sand or particles, like where maybe a desert used to be, but now it's like this just glass sort of outcroppings wherever, like not shaped like a vase or anything, but just uh, craggy outcroppings.
Ooh.
Nice.
Is there like foliage nearby?
Hmm.
Or is it just the ground? Is it just like a flat plane of glass and outcroppings?
Um. I'll I think maybe not conventional trees near here, but I think maybe there might be on some areas you could see sort of maybe like moist pools of like water, and you could see maybe like some fungus growing, uh, like uh, like moss or like uh, but not conventional like deciduous trees or something like that. And I imagine maybe the moss is like this can be this garish, like, well, maybe not garish, but like sort of lavender color. Uh, and I should say for the glass color, since glass can be all sorts of colors, that it sort of depends, but it can range between sort of a light blue to sort of sort of more of a white crystal color to, in some cases, maybe a little bit of rose-ish pink.
Great.
Mm. Oh, that's weird. And I feel like I left you the. I would say this is least interesting idea, but what does this place smell like?
Um. Hmm. I think
Or I guess like in between this. Oh, go ahead. No, go ahead.
Um. I think it smells like two things, a combination of two things, because they're my two favorite smells, and I just want to do that. One is
Okay.
lilacs, and the other one is old books. Two smells happen.
Ooh.
Lilacs and old books.
You've heard of two things happen. Well, here's two smells. And I think, yeah, you get struck by this smell, and then like once you like step out of the elevator, suddenly this like shadow, this gigantic shadow, kind of like crosses over Cat. And I'm gonna slide Cat to Adele for this, if that's okay.
Okay.
I swear this is like the last time I'm deciding who's playing a Cat. Once we've introduced all the companions, we'll be a bit more free of who's playing Cat. But just for this, I think this shadow kind of like crosses over you, and you look up and you see like the belly of a ship
Ooh.
just cascading out, up, way up in the sky. Well, it starts off with like the front bow of a ship, and then you see that like the other half of the ship, it's kind of made of a higgledy-piggledy collection of other ships.
What?
And Yeah, and you see that like there's like and they're all like different kinds of ships. Like the front is like probably like uh not that you know the difference between an 18th century and a 17th century ship. But like it is proper like a proper tall ship. And you also notice that like the sail is made out of socks. And and the ships are joined together by yarn.
Ooh.
And it just kind of like crests up in the sky and kind of goes forward. And I think and then once they kind of leave, that's when like suddenly the smell of old books kind of leaves with it,
I'm so happy
and
right
then
now.
you'll okay, uh, and then you notice the elevator's gone,
Ooh.
and Bridget is pawing on the glass ground, bit confused,
Hmm.
um,
I'm imagining
and
that,
I
like, do you have a question?
go
Oh,
ahead.
sorry.
No, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, I was imagining that, like, Bridget was probably a little scared by the ship going over and by everything that's happening. And so Kat was like crouched down, like hugging her, and then was like looking up from being crouched down, looking up at the bottom of the ship. And then when she stands up, she looks behind her and sees that the elevator is gone. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah. Yeah, and I think if you look like further on, like from where you were standing when you got out of the elevator, you can see like there is like a um what looks like a this kind of like explosion of color out in the distance. It kind of stand out in the like the glass ground and all the moss and stuff. Like it looks like a settlement afar. And I think we're just gonna like get you walking that way unless you want to do unless you're gonna go in another direction. But
No, I think I'll walk that way. Definitely looking around at things on the ground that I can pick up though.
ooh.
Nice.
Yeah, I think we'll fast forward as you're kind of like walking, and Bridget is a little bit anxious. Poor dear, she just wanted to lie down, and now she's in this
Hmm.
other world. Thanks, Cap. Um, I'm gonna turn to our construct, Mittens.
Hi.
How does Cat find you?
Um, are there trees in this area again? I forget what
I
the
think
foliage
Sam
is
said
like.
something about trees. I do not remember.
Or I think I was kind of saying there weren't any trees around here, like that, just that there was like sort of moss and fungus and stuff in areas where it was sort of where water had pooled. But
Okay. Oh, okay. Then I think what at first looks like just a kind of a pile of socks, like a tall pile of socks in the middle of this. Um except there's like a voice coming from it, which is just sort of like complaining like, darn it, why'd I have to walk right into a puddle? This is gonna take forever to wring the water out of. And he's just sitting on the glass ground, trying to dry out his feet slash legs.
It's probably really hard to wring yourself out
Mm-hmm.
when you're all made of socks.
It's a heck of a chore.
Yeah. Wait, did you say that out loud too?
Oh, was that that
Oh,
was not in character.
I was gonna. Oh, am I still the girl? I'm still Cat.
Yes, yes.
Right.
For this interaction with
Got it. Got
Mittens,
it.
you're gonna play
Sorry.
Cat.
Um, I don't think that's what would be the first thing that she says. um,
Yeah. Wait, so you see the companion in this state. What do you do?
um, I think like pulling Bridget forward because Bridget is very reluctant to go near this strange creature. It's like, hi.
Ah,
Ah.
like falls back away from away from Cat and just like his hands like don't hit the ground, but he just like stops falling. And then you can just see like little socks like on their tippy toes propping him up.
Oh, it's okay. I didn't mean to scare you.
Well, I guess that's okay then. Hi also.
Where are we? Where am I?
Oh, man, that's a good question. I was wondering the same thing and well,
Oh.
trying to find somewhere else. But then I stepped in a puddle and well, I couldn't really decide what to do. So I stood in the puddle for a little too long and now my legs are wet.
Oh. Do you need help?
That would be great. And then just like extends like his foot to you. Can you help me wring out my feet? It's very uncomfortable walking with wet feet on this ground gets real slippery.
I think she like reaches out tentatively and is like, "You're not ticklish, are you?"
Not that I know of, but I guess one way to find out.
She wrings out the
All right.
socks.
Oh, I think I'm gonna say
Oh,
this
wait.
is kind of a roll.
Oh yeah. Right, rolls. That's how
Um,
games work.
yeah. There is rolling in this game. I think we mentioned Adele, we're using like a dice roller room.
Yes. I did not click on it. Hang on, let me grab it from the thing.
Yeah.
Gotta scroll up through all my yarn art.
You're well prepared. Don't worry. I'll say right now, we'll
here we
probably
go.
get to. Okay, cool. So, when you face a challenge by refusing to not mind your manners, name the man you're rebelling against and roll 2 dice. I'm looking at a very specific manner, which is the one about not soiling your hands or clothes.
Yep. That makes sense.
Yes.
Perfect.
Yeah.
I do not how this.
So yeah.
I do not how know this dice roller works.
So next to either of the boxes that say D6, the one that says D6 will give you the dice with numbers. The one that says D6 in brackets P will give you the dice with pips. Just put 2, how many dice you want. You can change the color of the dice too. And then hit the submit button that is red, and it will roll the dice for you.
I will just do the simplest option. I got a 4 and a 5.
Ooh.
I got.
All right. So. All right. Yeah, you got a 9. So on a 7+, how do you overcome the challenge? Wringing out the socks.
I carefully wring out the socks onto a part of the floor that is not near where the rest of the socks are, so that they don't get more wet. And I also probably get some on like the cuffs of whatever I'm wearing, but not on the rest of my clothes.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Yeah, but on a 7 to 9, how do you falter or go too far in the process?
Oh no. Turns out Mittens is ticklish.
Can I go further and say that it turns out he's extremely ticklish?
Yes.
So he just like falls down into like a laughing fit.
Crucially, do you still don't actually fall? Are you still on your feet?
Yes, I don't actually fall. Just like
it
looks
is
like he's
impossible
gonna
for
fall
Mittens to fall.
from his back onto like starts to roll from like his back onto his side, and like just more little feet just like stick out to like prop him. And he's just losing it.
I think Kat starts laughing too. He's like, I guess you are ticklish. Sorry.
Don't be. Oh, this is so much more fun than having wet feet.
All right.
Oh.
Do you feel better now?
Uh-huh. Oh, I'll get over that at some point.
Can I
I'm
say
so
that
sorry.
Bridget has ventured forward to sniff?
Mhm.
Mittens is like just realizing that now. I think he was distracted by his giggle fit, and it's just like, okay, hi. Though I don't know any of your names, I'm Mittens, and extends a sock hand to you.
Kat very enthusiastically shakes the sock hand. Nice to meet you. I'm Kat, and this is Bridget.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say dog,
Bridget is a dog.
but you're not. Oh, I guess that makes more sense then.
I am not a cat.
Mhm.
All right. Was there anything else you want to add? I'm about to conclude this scene, but is there any other
I'm good with that
interaction you
scene.
want to get out here?
I don't think Bridget is interested in chewing on socks. I think Bridget is too old for that.
He's a good dog.
Yeah.
I'm good with that also.
Fab. All right. So Mittens has been acquired as a companion. I'm gonna strike out this manner. Young ladies who never sold their hands or clothes. What's like a
Oh.
belief? And we can replace it.
It's got to be something about fun because Mittens was just saying how fun it was.
Ooh.
Wording it is hard.
Yeah.
Why be neat and tidy when you can I
You
can't
can be
finish the
dirty
sentence.
and laughing or something.
Organization is not fun.
Say that again. You
What did you say, Kris?
Organization is not inherently fun. That might be too harsh.
Yeah. I like the why be neat and
Why
tidy
be
when you
neat
can
and
be.
tidy when you can be rolling on the floor laughing? When you can be Raffle.
Oh god.
Sorry, you broke up there. When you can be what?
When you can be Raffle.
You keep breaking up at the word. I think the internet's not doesn't want me to
I'll
know
put
what
it
this
in
word
the
is.
Twitch chat.
ROFL?
Yes, ROFL.
Rolling on the
Raffle. Why can you
Oh,
why be neat and tidy when
Put
you
it
can
in
be
for the
Raffle?
yeah, yeah. Okay.
Truly, this is a Zoomer.
I don't even think they use that anymore.
Yeah,
Pretty
that is our childhood.
Yeah, I was like, that's
not-
ours.
Oh, great, cool. I am okay, good. Yep.
Imagine using this belief to stand up to whoever's the big bad.
Yes. Gotta tickle them.
You just gotta tickle your problems. It's fine.
Yeah, tickle your problems away.
All right. We'll move on to the next companion. I'm gonna ask Sam to be Cat in this, if that's okay.
Okay.
Go for it.
Cool. And Mittens, you're now part of this. Like, I want to know, Mittens, what are you? Oh, go say it again.
Oh, part of this motley crew.
Yes, absolutely. Hold on, I need to turn up some volumes. Yeah. So I want to know, Mittens, what are you telling Kat about yourself when you like find wherever, gosh darn it is?
Gosh darn it all. Thank you very much.
Darn it all. Okay. All right. Okay.
Maybe just about like other places that he's been, but always in the context of I don't quite know how I got there or what was going on. Just about how he was lost everywhere he's been, and that's what he tends to focus on.
Well, okay. how I suppose Kat's sort of trying to maybe trying to get a handle on this sort of, but where uh what why is the sky like that? Why is it pink all over? I've never seen something like that before, or at least not that much.
Sometimes it's less pink, but I think it's kind of nice. Is the sky different in places you've been?
Oh well, uh, it's frequently blue, but truth be told, last time it was all gray and cloudy and uh, messy, and I couldn't go outdoors. That was that was not fun, but it's definitely better down here. Uh,
Oh, you
can
can't
I?
go outside when the sky is gray? Oh.
Oh well, it it was something my my parents told me because it was they didn't want me to catch a cold, I guess. Uh, oh, but before I forget, she's Kat is gonna pull out her phone. Can I could you stand still for a moment, please? Is it right if I take your picture for the gram?
Oh, I am an expert at standing still. And Mitten just like immediately freezes.
That Kat is that's impressive that you can do that. And she quickly uh, in order to get Mittens to stop doing this, like presses the picture button like 3 times and says, thank you very much. You can move now." Oh,
Oh, okay. What just happened?
I'm sorry. You just I was not expecting you to be so good at standing still.
I am socks. Most of the time, socks don't move. Unless they're on, but I'm not, except for my feet.
That is true. Wow.
I do want to add that, like, I think you have this interaction, and you'll notice that, like, right behind Mittens, a bit further away, is well, okay, here's where I ask, what is the state of gosh darn it all? When
Can
Cat, oh, go ahead.
can you be approaching their house?
Ooh,
So
yeah.
it's
That like
like
the
there's
one landmark we see.
yeah, there's like you thought that it was like a settlement from far away, but it's actually just like a little copse of trees. Um, and all of the trees have sweaters. Very, very
Oh
bright
my
and colorful
god.
sweaters. Some of them have like what do you call them? When you make why can't I think of this? Oh, pom pom. Some of them have like pom pom ornaments hanging from them, or like pom pom garlands. Um, and yeah, they're all wearing sweaters. And because everything is all of these bright colors, you can't really distinguish the cottage from the trees until you're like right in front of it.
I think we like see that, and Mittens is just like, see, like this. Most of the time, people have socks on, but I am just socks. Where did this tree get this neat sock? And I think he just like says to the cat, "Do you mind if I just ask this tree where he got this good sweater?"
Well, that that's worth you. You can do that. Yeah.
Well, okay then. And just walks up to the tree, like very casually, just like, a very like friendly pose of just like, "Excuse me, I don't mean to bother you, but I couldn't help but notice that is a very fetching sweater you have on, and I just would like to know, where you came to get such a thing."
This is a move.
Sure is.
Yeah, it sure is. A spirit and everything. Roll when you try to converse with something normally inanimate, which is amazing.
Will do that.
The Is any of the girls' beliefs inspire you? Do you think? Probably
Um,
not.
I don't think particularly. Like maybe nobody ever found anything by staying where they were,
But this seems quite
but
normal.
I'm not really going anywhere to do this, so we're like, this
Yeah.
is where I am, so it's fine.
Okay.
So I'll just roll
All
my
right.
regular 2d6.
Yeah.
I got a 2.
Oh gosh. On a 6 minus, it talks to the girl instead. Um, so
Ooh,
Kat, you
yeah.
hear you hear this like kind of like melodious voice coming from the tree, but you don't hear this at all, Mittens. This voice going, "Oh, I sure hope you're as comfy as we feel right now, little miss. Are you feeling comfy?"
Uh, uh, I'm feeling reasonably comfy. Uh, I forgive me. I have to ask: are you the tree or the 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 yarn wrapping around the tree?
That's interesting. If you had to, I'm fairly sure that I'm the tree because I'm comfortable. Because if I'm the yarn, how would I know if I'm comfortable or I'm just making someone comfortable? Does making something comfortable means you're comfortable in yourself?
Hmm. This is pressing question.
But it sounds to me that you're not comfortable enough. You should talk to the one who's responsible for making myself feel very, very comfortable.
Who would that be?
And this is, gosh darn it all's cue to make an entrance.
Um, hmm.
Unless
Okay.
you are exhausted from your revelries.
Um,
Do I have to answer the 6 minus question?
Oh yeah. We'll definitely get to that for sure.
uh, they are exhausted from revelries. I think. Hmm. I was imagining that they are like working on part of the sweater that's around their cottage. Um, the cottage sweater is one that kind of gets updated over time, and has many like layers and uh, extensions, etc., all over it. And they're like up on the roof, darning something around the chimney. Um,
Yeah, I think the tree kind of like yells, not yells, but like exclaims loudly in response to Kat's question. Gosh darn it all!
I beg your
Meanwhile,
pardon.
Mittens. Oh, go ahead. No, go ahead, Kat. Sorry, say that again.
Oh, I just said when the tree says "Gosh darn it all," I say, "I beg your pardon."
you hear from the distance a quiet voice calling back, "Yes, Philippa?"
Cat turns around like, "Oh, uh, and I guess she starts. Oh, uh, she briefly turns around and says, nice meeting you, Philippa." And nods her head and turns towards "Gosh darn it all."
Oh, visitors.
Oh,
They like put down they like tuck their needle into their sleeve and jump down off the roof, landing lightly on their goat hooves.
uh, oh,
What can I do for you?
uh, oh, it's very nice to meet you. I well, I sup- I suppose Philippa
what is
over.
your name, my dear?
Oh yes. My name is Kat. And this is Mittens over here, and gestures to Mittens, and this is Bridget. Uh, uh, well, suppose because what the thing I want to know is where are we? We all of us appear to be a bit lost where we are right now, and I don't think this looks like any sort of place I've been before.
Well, it is true that you have not been here before, or else I would have met you. I just want to note that when you were introducing the others, Gosh, like, greeted them and uh probably said, or, they look at Mittens a little bit, like their look softens as they look at Mittens, like they're like, I wonder if this person needs any help.
I will say that Mittens is fully horizontal on the floor.
Oh,
Oh, I love this.
yeah. Yeah, I was gonna ask you how Mitten's feeling when like the tree evidently talked to Cat, but not to
Yeah.
him.
I think like Cat can probably hear Mittens like after the tree snubbed him. Mittens just sort of like took a few steps away and then just sort of did that thing where like someone falls to their knees and then just onto their face and has been like walking forward like that since. And you can just sort of hear him muttering, "Oh, of course, someone with a sweater isn't just going to talk to socks."
Oh.
I love him. Um, Before we discuss the particular philosophies of the place that we are in, I think your friend Mittens might need to come inside. It looks like they could use some cheering up.
Oh, uh, yeah. Oh, cat. I think unfortunately, just now realizes quite in poor shape. So Mittens is. Oh, yes. Yes. So let's go into. Do you need help, Mittens? I can help hold you up if you need. Uh, I don't
No,
mean to
I'll be
tickle you
okay.
again, but
I
I
can
can.
stand. Thank you, though. And like kind of takes the hand up and is back on his regular feet. And tries to like puts his hands on his hip, tries to like stand tall, and then kind of slouches again and follows God
Oh.
and Cat.
Aw. Gosh, is there anything you want to do for
Um,
Mittens?
I think once we go inside and you see that, I'm not going to describe it in detail, but the inside of the cottage is one room and is just an explosion of yarn and yarn crafts and yarn crafting tools everywhere. There's a bed there somewhere, but you can't tell which part is the bed because it's all yarn.
I think Mittens is looking around like he's not sure where to sit.
They
I imagine the bed.
gesture vaguely and say, "Have a seat. Anywhere will do."
Uh, I imagine Cat sits on some sort of cushion, or maybe it's an Afghan, like uh, like like it's there's all sorts of knitted things uh, here, but yeah, she takes her seat.
Nice.
Yeah, Mittens kind of like sinks into like a pile of what turned out to just be skeins of yarn and almost like blends into it.
If you don't mind, uh, I would be happy to do a small inspection and see if there's any darning needed on you, Mittens. And then afterwards, if you don't mind, Cat, I can also check if there's anything you need fixed.
Okay. Cat looks at her like clothes. I don't think there's anything quite yet, but go on, help Mittens first.
Oh, really? I mean, I've got so many socks, so many of them have holes, and I just sort of have to tuck them in. And just starts kind of like pulling like the ends of socks just like out of like that have been tucked into or behind or underneath other socks, and there's just like, yeah, but like it's always like a hole right where the big toe would.
Oh. I would like to do a little narration, and then it probably will be a roll, I'm guessing, but I think that gosh darn it all is pulling out just they clearly know where to find everything they need, even though it just looks like chaos. And they're pulling out darning needles and different like skeins of yarn and balls of yarn and of different nothing that it matches the socks that you're made of. And as they're darning the holes in the socks, once in a while they will toss a small craft or article of clothing that they have created to Cat. Without looking, they just kind of toss it to Cat so that Cat can be entertained. So there's like a couple of yarn toys, and there's like some fingerless gloves, and there's like a scarf.
I think Cat
Cat-
definitely puts on the fingerless gloves and
Nice.
the scarf. I think she sort of ties it sort of around her neck like sort of. I'm not sure quite like so it's sort of wrapped around, but has sort of like it trails down the back a little bit, sort of. I don't know, like I'm trying to think of like sort of cool anime scarf look a little bit.
Oh, nice. Love it. So the way that I think of this when you roll a move, it's only when you're interacting with is it only when you're interacting with the girl or when you're interacting with anyone?
With anything.
Okay. Because Gosh is trying to do two things here. They that was not purposeful. They are they're mending Mittens, but they're also the way I imagine Gosh's job basically, or their passion is, and their whatever. Anyone who comes to visit, they will grant their wish, or solve their problem with something that they create out of yarn. And it doesn't have to be a problem that should be solved with yarn. So, and like, you have a broken heart, I'll give you something that will fix that, but it'll be made of yarn. You have a concussion, I'll give you something that'll fix that, but it's made of yarn.
Oh my god.
And they are very empathetic. They are very good at understanding what people need and what will help them. So they tossed things to Cat that they thought would help Cat be comfortable in whatever is making her uncomfortable, if there's anything making her uncomfortable right now, basically. It's kind of what they were trying to do.
Aww.
Okay.
Is this the move? Which move is this?
Good question. I was not looking at my character sheet.
It's fine.
It's probably As You Wish. I'm guessing that's going to be the move I'd be rolling most often based on what I have
Given your
said about my
helping.
character. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Okay. Yeah.
As you wish is
2d6.
roll when you offer to grant a wish for the girl and she accepts. I didn't offer to grant a wish. I just kind of started trying to. So, is
Well,
that fine?
yeah.
I guess
Well,
the girl accepting would be Kat putting the things on, right?
Oh, I would. Yeah, yeah. That sounds good. But yeah.
Okay. So I roll 2d6.
Yeah, you can select the 2 dice,
Uh,
highlight them, just click on them, and you can press reroll selected, so you don't have to keep
ah,
creating dice.
cool. I got 5.
Oh my
Oh,
Oh
god.
no.
You ask the girl the question. That's on the
Okay.
on the 6 minus.
6 minus, ask the girl, how does your wish unexpectedly misfire?
Okay.
So this was the desire
Yarn.
to be comfortable.
Okay. 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 I'm trying to think of how we could do a misfire from like excessive comfiness. Um, um,
Turns out I gave you something made of yarn that you're allergic to.
Oh
oh
dear.
no.
Oh no.
Oh dear. That would be an unfortunate. I don't know enough about yarn materials to know specifically what kind would be distinct from others in
Neither
terms of
do I.
allergy. Yeah. Um. Oh dear. Well, I guess.
Oh,
She.
I like this other
What were you about?
thing. We mentioned Kat being sleepy or having a sleepy voice.
Oh,
Simon Sweetman in the chat said, "Too comfortable, only naps." What if you fall asleep?
yes.
Oh, that's good too. Yeah. Um. Oh boy. I guess she's just like sitting here watching that she's sitting here watching uh, gosh darn it all fix up mittens, and it's very nice and cozy scene, and she's leaning back on the indeterminate bustle of yarn, and lo and behold, she sleeps. Yeah.
I think it's the kind of sleep that like suddenly Bridget's a bit like, huh? Like even though Kat's like has like this dreamy voice, she doesn't seem like the type to nap a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so Bridget's like, hmm, hmm, hmm," and she's kind of like pawing at all the piles and piles of yarn that's on Kat. How is Mittens or gosh darn it all?
I think, gosh darn it, all would notice the dog crying and would say, "Are you all right, sweetie?"
Hmm. Uh,
I think Mittens notices that that Cat's fallen asleep after Bridget is like starting to get nervous, and it's like, uh-oh. I don't know if it's a good thing if she falls asleep here. She's not from here. What if she's got somewhere to be?
It did she have somewhere to be? It seemed like you all didn't know where you were.
Well, yes, but I sure would like to be somewhere else when I don't know where I am.
Where would you like to be?
Oh, I don't know.
Hmm.
Maybe we can take her to someone who knows where places are?
That is a logical conclusion.
She said she was from somewhere with a blue and sometimes gray sky, and I've never been anywhere like that.
Interesting. Well, when people are looking for when people are looking for an adventure and don't know where they want to go, sometimes I will let them follow one of the threads. Would you like to see the threads?
Please.
Um, would I wonder if we should wake up. This is me out of character. Should we wake up Cat first? Or is it, I guess because the move was a fail, we should leave Cat asleep for a while?
I think you should carry her with you.
Okay, yeah.
Mittens will like just sort of pick her up and like carry her like you do a sleeping child, like sort of in front with their head on your shoulder.
I want to add a tiny detail. What's the name of your most cynical tree? Gosh darn it all.
Oh goodness. Cynthia.
Yeah, I think you pass by and see it's just like made someone too comfortable again, didn't you? Gosh darn it all.
I'm so happy.
Cynthia is fed up.
Yeah, we'll never hear from her again. Okay, all right. So I think I know where the thread is leading. If that's okay with you.
Can I describe how the threads are, though?
Yeah,
How the threads work? I think that there's a thread attached to every tree in this copse of trees, and it just kind of goes like trails along the ground in a direction. So within the copse of trees, the threads are all kind of overlapping and tangled, so the floor is kind of looks like woven a little bit, and then the threads just go all out in all directions on the ground. And they're all different colors and all different textures.
Nice. All right. So I think it's just by instinct when you just follow like a thread, or is there like a specific reason why you're following a specific thread? This is the gosh darn it all.
I think they don't remember where all of the threads lead. But they say, you can choose one, or if you're unsure, I would recommend this one. I'm not quite sure why, but it feels helpful.
You know this place better than anyone. Lead the way.
And I think you follow this thread, and I'm gonna ask that Kris, you take over, Cat.
Sure.
Because we're gonna meet our last companion. You follow this thread down this road, and I think you will see like again, there's another like kind of explosion of color in the distance. So you can see like it's like this settlement, and you can see that big ship. It's kind of like anchored at that settlement. Again, the ship that seems better by socks and yarn. But ask Sam this. What's hold on, let me just see what the proper verbiage is. Yeah, what's the state the girl finds them in? As Cat like it's like wakes up a bit from being jostled as Mittens and Gosh Darlo transport them. But what's the state that we find Zephyr in?
Okay. Zephyr is in a large or like rather tremendously oversized bird cage, like the sort of sort of bending, like it's like a large like sort of I guess like metal bar enclosure. It's actually probably like it's big enough that the bars are wide enough that a person could probably fit through them without too much, but just not a huge bird, probably, you know. Oh yeah, Kris posted a pretty good image in the
I'll put the link
chat.
I'll put the link in the Twitch chat.
Yeah.
Nice.
But yeah, I think there's that it's like there's not much like I feel like there's probably like a I think like a Zephyr is sort of standing like I actually think she might be like hanging from or just sort of standing at sort of a perch that's probably built into like the floor of the cage, and is kind of has her eyes closed at the moment and is not really paying attention. And I think there's like uh, I think there might be like a sign or something like out front or something that says like uh, behold the last of behold great the last of the great eagles uh, and there might be something like of there might be like a sign for like inquire for quill feather pens prices competitive or something like
Ooh.
that, and then they have uh a list of uh like or there might be like a directions to like some like at post address or something like that or whatever. I mean, to be clear, there are some like feathers on like the floor of the cage and stuff, but it's still like kind of sucks. It's exploitative.
Mm-hmm.
It's the bird.
Yeah. I kind of want to add a person who's kind of like manning the sign. There is like this hunched over like artful dodger type. He's got like kind of like a darned over stovepipe hat, and he's kind of like he's lathered in rags, and he's kind of like sitting on like a soapbox next to the sign, arms wrapped around him, and he's just sleeping. It's just
Does Cat like kind of wake up at this point?
yeah, the snoring.
Noisy. It's like noisy with someone like yelling like carnival barker style, like step up, see the last of the giant eagles.
Great.
Yeah, absolutely. Like I think yeah, the once you kind of like this Barker, this person, who is a let me see, let me freak quick. Yeah, this is a chicken person. Kind of like hears like y'all coming. He just kind of like stands up and starts uh kind of like tapping with not tapping, maybe somewhat kicking the cage with his foot. And it's just like, and I think Zephyr, you hear this. This chicken person is kind of like, "Wake up! We got a show to put on." And yeah, and he starts kind of yelling, all right, folks, step up, step up, step up, step up. We've got here in display, courtesy of your one and only Francis Lightfeather, the last of the great eagles, right here for your viewing pleasure." Yeah, at this point, Cat can be awake.
I think like if we're approaching kind of like from the back of the crowd, Cat will just like tug on the on like the sleeve of Gosh's sweater and be like, "Oh, can we get closer to see the bird? We should go."
Important question. Did Cat just wake up? So is she still in Mitten's arms?
I
Yes.
think Mittens would have. Oh, okay.
Oh no, go ahead.
Well, I was
Actually,
saying, like, if she-
Mitten should answer for this.
I was thinking if she like woke up and realized that she's being carried, she's just like, "Oh, sorry about that. Like, I can
Yeah.
walk now. Thank you." Like,
Aw. We can certainly go and see the bird. I must ask it a question. I must ask them a question.
"Oh, me too. What kind of questions are you gonna ask?"
Mostly to check how they're feeling, if they're all right, if they're happy.
Uh,
Those are good questions.
I feel like it's perhaps not saying anything, but Zephyr's expression is distinctly like something between a grimace and or actually I think it is mostly just the aquiline equivalent of a grimace. But yeah. I suppose are you approaching or?
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
I
I think before you could
like
talk to Zephyr. Go ahead. Go ahead, Chris.
yeah, I was saying that like I think when we get to the like front of this crowd, the girl is like, or Cat's like gonna like see gosh darn it all starting to talk to Zephyr, and Cat is just gonna like put her hand, just like shoot her hand into the air because she has like 100 questions for this chicken man.
I think gosh darn it all, like if no one stops them, is gonna slip into the cage.
Oh,
Ooh. I think I'm gonna get Cat to roll because
Yeah.
she's kind of like distracting the chicken man.
all right,
For sure. All right. So you actually have two choices when you face a challenge. When you face a challenge by refusing to mind your manners, or when you face a challenge by standing strong in your convictions. For refusing to mind your manners, you name the manner you're rebelling against and you roll 2 dice. For standing strong in your convictions, you start with 1 die and then take an additional die for each relevant belief.
Ooh. Cool.
That's why it's kind of like good to like start striking off those manners to create beliefs.
Oh, this is a cool game.
I mean, like, what kind of because I feel like, at first she puts her hand up, but if, she doesn't get picked to like ask her question, she'll just launch into them anyway because what is patience? And so like,
Oh.
she just like launches into her questions regardless. But I think this would be refusing to mind her manners. Specifically, young ladies must always be grateful for what they're given. Just like keeping on asking questions. Like, I mean, like I guess I don't want to talk for Frances Lightfeather, but like, what kind of answers is she getting to her questions of like, what kind of bird is that? How long has it been in a cage? What's her name? Like, where does it come from? Does it like being in the cage? Is it fun in there? Do you let it out of the cage?
What does it eat? How's
Every time you ask a question, the chicken man, who I should say, like out of character, you don't know, in character you don't know this, but this isn't Francis Lightfeather yet. Every time you ask a question, the chicken man says like, sorry, little lady, 1 transaction per question. You gotta pay up first. But he keeps trying to say that as you keep barraging the questions. Sam, you wanted to?
Yeah. Or yes. Are you asking questions to me?
No, because I heard you like unmute, and I thought like you want to speak up.
Oh no, I just go on. I'm sorry. I'm waiting. I'm waiting for Mittens to get to me or what's. But sorry.
No worries.
No, that's fine. Yeah. Let's start with Cat. Yes. Every time you ask a question, the chicken man just keeps like shouting, almost desperate, like, no, 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 you gotta pay up before we answer a question, young lady. That's not how. That's not how this booth works. You hear?
Yeah, definitely not minding my manners. Then. Oh goodness, just that adds a
All right. Yeah.
different manner I might rebel because that's also refusing to follow instructions.
Either one. Like you can only cross out one, but first we roll.
Yes.
You're gonna get to strike up the matter anyway, depending on how you roll.
Right.
It doesn't matter how you roll, but you're still gonna strike out the matter. But we'll see how well you do.
Okay. 6.
Oh,
Oh no.
oh really?
Yeah, a
Oh my
5
god.
into 1,
No one
unfortunately.
rolling successes. What's up with this? All right. So on minus, what part of your rebellion is misunderstood by others?
I think instead of just like she's just wants to ask these questions and like find out the answers because like she's interested in the answers. I think people are like they read it as she's like trying to scam this, and so they're all just like, well, if she's not gonna pay, I'm not gonna pay either, and so everybody just starts shouting stuff and like trying to take things and get closer. Like I imagine there's some sort of barrier we're all standing behind, and people are like, well, I'm gonna go touch the bird.
Yeah, I think you definitely yeah. The crowd does kind of like
Riot.
this
You've
chicken
started
man.
a
Oh,
riot.
yeah.
Oh
Yeah,
no.
I was gonna say poor chicken man, but no, he's a jerk. It's just like what the and I think he's searching through the crowd looking for you, Cat, and you can see that like there's angry. He looks really angry. I'm gonna cut away from you, Gosh darn it all, who's trying to make contact with
Mhm.
Zephyr.
Mhm.
I think what Cat just did will probably be enough to let you slip in
Yeah.
to talk to Zephyr. Gosh, what do you do?
Okay.
If Zephyr doesn't say anything when I come in, I say,
Well,
"Oh, do you want to say something when I come in?"
yeah.
Okay.
I think what you it says, Zephyr's gonna say, what, what, what made you go into this? Why do you need to go into this cage? You have such a perfectly nice life out there. Why do you tread in here?
Oh, I know I'll be able to step outside again. I just wanted to find a quieter spot to talk to you. I felt it would be easier if I was closer. It's
Quieter.
as people yell in the background.
Yeah, yeah.
And like
There's
throw
Well,
someone
things.
shouting. There's someone shouting. Yeah, very randomly shouting. Like, what's the wingspan on it? Uh, we gotta know.
This seems like a rather unpleasant place for a bird.
you would be right.
Are you happy here?
Uh, I confess that I am not. Uh,
If you would like, I can open the cage.
would you now? That. Are you sure that this is not some. Are you sure you would not rather hear out all sorts of factoids about my life? But
If I would like to learn, if I wanted to learn facts about your life, I would ask you. But I would rather wait until you were comfortable.
uh, I think it took Zephyr a moment to click that this might be for real, for really real, and she would go,
Mm-hmm.
very well. Do you wish me to do something, or how do you propose to open it?
I think Gosh is definitely very aware of what's going on outside of the cage, even though they are very calm and don't appear to be aware of it. Um, but they say it might be that we need a quick escape. Are Do you think you would be able to fly?
I shall fly like none of these fools out there have yet seen.
And would you mind if I created a means by which myself and my companions could tag along?
if you would do this and secure my freedom, I would be glad of it. And but first, I shall have to attend to one thing before we escape.
Of course,
Yeah.
I will need a few minutes to create this. Do you think,
Okay.
out of character, should I make like a harness type thing that we can hold onto on top of Zephyr's back, or should I make some kind of like basket bag thing that they carry underneath them, that she carries underneath her?
Basket.
I don't think it'll be a
Yeah.
basket though, because I'm making it out of yarn, so it'll be like more like a sack type thing.
I love it regardless.
Or like a net. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that would basically work. Like Zephyr would hold it with the claw, with her claw, her talon.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we each like can hang on to an end. And
I was thinking that it's like a
mittens
net
there.
that's like that we can all
we
just
just
sit
fit.
inside.
Awesome.
Yeah. So we can hold on to it, but we don't need to because we won't fall. It's not a thick net because they don't have a lot of time to make it, but it is
Knit with the
beautiful.
wind.
Oh, they pull all this yarn out of their like sleeves and pockets, by the way. And there's way more than there should be able to fit in there. But they have a big coat, and it's full of yarn and all of the tools they need.
All right. What move are you rolling with this? I'm gonna go to Gosh is rolling a move, and then we'll turn to Zephyr.
Sure. Am I rolling a move to? Oh, I guess I'm rolling a move to create this net, not to open the cage. I think I can just do that. Or should I roll a move to open the cage?
I think you can open the cage because of the riot that got created.
Yeah.
I think that's fine.
All right.
It's the net that like I'm interested in. Oh, sorry, Zev.
I wonder if
hey.
I can use. I think
we can do second. Go ahead.
Oh, what? No, what were you gonna say? I'll say my.
No, you go ahead.
Okay. I was thinking that I could kind of not modify, but like say that Wild Rumpus is the move that I use when I am creating art.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's
it's a
all.
kind of boisterous merrymaking.
Yeah, exactly. I imagine when they are creating something, it is very. It's like cartoonish. It's like when like a cartoon character is knitting really fast, except it's like that, but with like string or yarn going everywhere and like very bright colors, almost like sparks flying off, but like they're not sparks, they're just like little twinkling lights. Anyway.
That's fab. Actually, we should have struck out one of the girls' manners when she arrived. Which one was Kris? Which one of those manners do you think was struck out?
I think it was must always be grateful for what they were given.
Of course. What do you think? The belief that replaces it.
Set the truth free.
Yes.
Set the truth and also giant birds free.
Can you? And also giant birds. Please put that in.
And also giant birds free. Exclamation mark! Exclamation mark! Exclamation mark! There we go. Cool. So back to you. Gosh darn it. I got it all.
Thank you.
Yeah. Yeah, it's 2d6. Someone roll a success. Not the failures here aren't too bad, you know.
Oh no! What did I just do? That was not.
Oh no!
All right, yeah.
I'll just grab. I'm gonna grab these other ones instead. No, I just did 3. Should I redo it?
Okay. Yeah. Just do it with 2.
Yeah, I did 3 by accident. Okay. I got I got a 10.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, all right. Here's the funny thing: on a 7 plus, who joins your revelry and what help did they offer? Uh, I think
Can it be
the crowd will
Mittens?
see you.
Oh my gosh, does Mittens just like contribute some socks for extra yarn?
Or does Mittens like just lie flat to be the bottom of the basket? The
Hell yeah!
Oh my god.
Yes.
So we have a little more structure to sit on.
Yes. That, yes.
Okay. Yeah, that's fair. All right. Yeah, so you're gonna make the basket, no problem. For sure. So while that's gonna be set. So now we just turn to Zephyr for their big thing. Zephyr, what are you planning to do?
Okay. Well, once things are relatively secure, and I know the cage door is unlocked, I'm going to like sort of, I guess, like sort of step forward and like flap my wings once and create this giant gust of air that swings the cage door open and uh, we'll see what else it does when I make the roll for Behold Majesty.
Oh my god.
Okay,
Yes.
let's see.
All right. So that's
Reroll
just 2
selected.
dice.
Whoa, wait.
Nice.
I think I think I got a 9. Yeah. All right.
Yeah,
Okay.
last roll total is a 9.
All right. All right. Behold Majesty. On a 7 plus, how does the audience remain fixated on you? On a 7 to 9, also, what do you destroy to make your presence known? Yeah. So, I feel like the audience is definitely in for a show this time, perhaps a bit more than they bargained for. When, like, first I guess you could call it like a shock wave of like this air from like this wind, like knocks a fair amount of them off their feet. And I think Zephyr is going to rush out of the cage and approach the chicken man, and
I'm worried.
she will say, "Cursed, abominable, treacherous rooster, you have transgressed beyond all transgression of fowl or raptor or anything else I can and even conceive of. You, when the gates come, and when all shall return to the final flight to the sky, I will be there, and I will see that you are cast down upon the rocks, and you shall not fly with any of your kin or any of your kind or anything else that has wings and flies above the earth or under or anywhere else. Be gone." And I feel like she's going to bat him with one side of the wing and send him flying. I don't think he's not destroyed, but I feel like she has certainly bruised his ego and laid a curse upon him that she will prevent him from joining. That she will hound him forever in the afterlife and cast him out from avian heaven. So it's pretty rough.
Wow.
Dishonor on you. Dishonor on you, family.
Can I add a little thing before all that kind of happens? Can I say like the chicken man did find Cat? Uh,
Oh,
Ugh.
but you will be able to do that speech before Chicken Man. I should have given the
uh-huh.
name. You that also happened, but kind of like the Chicken Man kind of finds Cat in the ruckus. The audience kind of like fixated on Zephyr, and Chicken Man finds Cat, and he's clucking mad, like he's furious. He's just like, don't you know what you just did? You ruined one of Francis Lightfeather's greatest acquisitions. Do you know how much of an adventurer he is? Do you know all the sacrifices he did to acquire this? And I think he kind of like stops because kind of like his eyes kind of like widen a bit, and he's like, wait, you're that girl who got out of that elevator, aren't you? You're. And before he can say anything else, that's when Zephyr rounds upon him.
Backhanded out of life.
Yeah, and Chicken Man goes blasting off again.
Chickens can fly in this world.
I'll just say I'm just thinking of trying to give like whatever the bird equivalent is of the Hark Triton Hark speech from The Lighthouse, if you've seen that. Willem Dafoe like giving like the saltiest of all sea oaths. But
Please swear an eagle at him. That's fantastic.
Yeah. I know we have more limited time than I thought, but I do want to call like a quick 5 minute break, and then I kind of know
Sounds
how
good.
to like wrap this up.
Sounds
So
good.
let's break for like 5.
Okay.
yeah,
Cool.
okay.
Oh,
I will. you're back.
Mentioned that like we do have some giveaways for donating to the stream. Kris, do you know more about that than I do? I think at the
Yeah,
moment.
sure. So for people who donate, again, we are raising money for Raíces, Texas. For the donors, you can when you donate, you have the option to click a little thing to be eligible to, at the end of this stream on Tuesday, we're going to be selecting from donors to give away some copies of games that were very kindly donated by some of the creators. We have 3 copies of Ocean Tides by at Harpydora on Twitter, and also some copies of Stewpot by Takuma Okada at Takuma_Okada_ on Twitter. So, you know, if you donate, those are up for grabs as well.
Hell yeah. All right, yeah, please keep those donations in coming. All right. So I'm gonna put out a kind of like a question for y'all. Since we're kind of nearing the end of this. We could go into like, because I'm imagining, if you don't mind me like hard framing it a bit, is that Zephyr swats the chicken man into avian hell.
Well, I mean, I was just thinking of swatting him in the bush and the promise that I was going to do the same to Avian Hell once we're both there.
Okay, all right, yeah, he's in the bush. Okay, fair enough.
Yeah.
The fear. That's fair. Sorry.
PG.
Throat acting up. Yeah. That makes sense. Yeah, they bush or and all of y'all get bundled into the mittens basket, and kind of just take off. And here's I'm kind of curious because we can go 2 ways about this. We can go into like the kind of, we can like throw down with whoever, with this Francis Lightfeather who caged like Zephyr, or we can just like have Cat interact with these 3, kind of like, because I don't know, it's up to y'all, but I'm kind of interested in just getting y'all interacting with each other. Is just so much fun, you know.
Really?
So
Yeah,
I'm putting the choice out there.
I'm fine, like, even if we, like, don't get to, like, the end game or whatever, if we just, like, can just go how far we go and say, and the story goes on and so that the next players can go and whatnot, you know. But yeah.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, the next game is The King is Dead, which is about to be a complete tonal opposite to this game.
Yes. This is your little palate cleanser in between
Between absurdity and
drama.
royal dramatic
Yeah.
maneuvering.
This is less like, this feels less like a movie then, and this is like the end of the first pilot or something.
Yeah.
The first episode.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think. You mind if I frame this? Is
Go
it
for
okay?
it.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I think Zephyr is like, has like stretched the wings and is flying off, and like everyone else is bundled into the mittens basket. And I think you can see that like this floating collection of ships, kind of like out in the distance, and like I'll say right for you, Zephyr, I think you know that like the person who like caged you is on that ship.
Oh yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I do kind of like use like the time we have here to like just, you know, we'll see what happens when we get to the ship. But like if anyone wants to like talk to anyone, specifically the cat talking to the companions, and
This is
getting
as
on
we're
the ship with Cat.
flying.
Yes.
Yeah, I guess over to the ship, just like in this basket.
This basket, we're like Cat and Gosh are sitting on top of Socks in this basket. Not Socks, Mittens on top, which is also
Both.
Socks.
Both.
yeah. So like, I guess I'll go around to each person, like ask like what they want to do, which I think is gonna come down to like your companion talking to Cat. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Sure.
Cool. And I think yeah, let's go. Let's kind of go. Um, let's start with Zephyr. I kind of like seeing Zephyr and Cat talk because they haven't really
Uh-huh.
done that yet.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so yeah, you're flying out. Can who wants to play Cat in this between Chris and Adela?
Do you want to, Adela?
Sure,
Because you
I
haven't
haven't
had
played
a chance
Cat
to
for a
play Cat
while.
yet. Yeah, please.
Cool. Yeah, so I imagine like I'll ask Kat this: how does the air feel way up high here,
Hmm.
seeing all of this world kind of laid out underneath you?
I want to pick. I want to be creative and pick something more interesting, but like I just think it's colder up here,
Aw.
like it usually is when you go up high. I was
Aw.
thinking about it being um, like instead of the air being thinner, what if the air is thicker? But I was like, that'd be unpleasant. So, but maybe it is. Maybe it's thicker. Maybe like the scents are stronger up here.
Oh wow.
Ooh.
Hmm.
Oh, do we like go through one of those
The clouds.
weird patches of like a different shade of pink and
Yeah,
it
the
like
clouds
smells
smell.
more strongly?
Yes, the clouds smell like lilacs and old books. Or
Oh.
the clouds smell like lilacs. Sorry, the ship smells like old
Hmm.
books. I forgot that from the beginning.
Hmm. Yeah. Oh, just to confirm, Bridget is there with yourselves. I should
Oh yes,
say that.
yes.
Yes. I
No
think
dogs left
Bridget.
behind.
Exactly. No dogs left behind. Bridget probably
Oh, of
feels
course
very
Bridget is
comfortable.
here. That is one of the reasons why we
Yeah.
had to put mittens underneath, because Bridget would not be able to hold on properly. She would have her paws sticking through the net and it would be very uncomfortable. So this way that she can just curl up in the middle of mittens.
Oh.
Aw. Um, all right. So yeah. Who starts talking to who? Is it Zephyr or Cat?
Oh. I'll,
It's probably Cat. Okay, you can
oh,
start if you
okay,
want.
okay. Well, I think Zephyr would say something to the effect of, so you were the one who created that ruckus that allowed your friends to open the gate.
I suppose I did that. It wasn't on purpose, but it seems like it turned out okay.
Well, before I was in a cage, and now I fly through the heavens once again. I hope to secure my uh, vengeance upon those who have secured thought to uh, trap me and exploit me and sell use extract every last bit of profit from my existence. But so I must say that I am in all of yours debt, and I shall be eternally grateful. As oh, both shall be as eternally grateful to you as I shall be eternally filled with hatred towards those who have wronged me.
One second.
And you?
I'm just muting my Discord so that it's not beeping on the stream. Anyway, um, can I ask what what you mean by vengeance?
Well, let me explain it like this. Once upon a time, long ago, there were more great eagles, and what we did was we strove to make sure that nature could exist, not that it was. I don't mean to imply that there was a strict balance, but that it existed on its own terms, that we weren't corralled or exploited or anything like that. Sometimes nature would have sometimes nature would get itself into messes. Sometimes there would be a surfeit of herbivores that were driving the cycle unbalanced, and we would ensure that we hunted and we kept things so that all life could exist. But recently, there have been those who have gone beyond that, who have thought that that all of life was theirs for the taking. And we stood in the way of that. And they hunted us and imprisoned me. And now I am all that is left. But there still has to be there still has to be some sort of balance. There still has to be some sort of reckoning if nature is supposed to exist freely, and I, as the last, want to and shall achieve something akin to a balance, or at the very least, a reckoning for those who have trifled so long unopposed. But forgive me, little one, I do not mean to cloud your thoughts with my old hatred, but out of character, I realize Zero, you haven't described. I confess, you kind of know more than I do about like precisely who did this to me. That's partly why I've been talking sort of vaguely, is because like I don't know
Yeah, that's
on the
fine.
ship.
That's totally
But
fine. Whatever
yeah,
you say, like it's not gonna trample on any plans I have. That's whatever you say is perfectly fine. I'm always down to
okay,
like adjust. So
yeah, and but yeah, I'm sorry. I'm being kind of a bummer. But yeah. But yeah, I'm kind of wondering, am I triggering a move back to yesterday where it says when I'm not exactly sharing a legends, but the block back to yesterday move says when you share your kin's legends to make sense of the world. I'm not speaking
Yeah.
in.
That
Well, I
sounds
suppose I am.
right to me.
Sounds like it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Ooh.
All
All
right.
right. Roll
So,
2d6.
well,
Do any of the girls' beliefs inspire you? There is one about setting giants free.
uh, yeah, yeah. That. I think that counts. So in that case, I roll 3 dice and take
Yes.
highest 2.
And yes.
3. Okay, I got a highest 2 or a 3 and a 6. So That's a
That's a 9.
9. Back to yesterday. On a 7+, how does your story predict what happens next? Well, I mean, I feel like the thing I'm predicting is that vengeance shall
Be wrought.
perhaps soon be at hand. Uh, on a six to nine, also, how do you remind everyone of your kin's demise? Well, I mean, I literally just
Yes.
explained that.
Yes.
Uh,
Yeah.
I kind of there's also the 6-, which is what part of the story did you not share because it portends a grim future? And I mean, I feel like that's kind of also happened, even though I
He's
didn't
just
roll a 6-, but like I'm clearly like implying like bloody vengeance, or at least like the PG equivalent of that. But yeah. Uh, so yeah, that's what I did. Oh,
I would love to refuse to mind my manners. um, but I don't know if this is. I feel like I'm doing this as a setup to whatever's to our like climactic ending. I want to either
no.
do. Basically, it's cat.
Sorry, my internet's being buggy.
Oh,
Hold on. Let me drop out and come back
all
into
right.
the call.
Do, 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 do. Zero.
You there?
Do, 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 do.
Okay,
someone
cool.
did a
There we
All
go.
right, okay,
$20
I'm back.
donation.
He has
There
returned.
you
Oh
are.
yes,
There.
donate. Please donate.
Someone donated $20. Thank
Ooh,
you,
thank
whoever it
you.
was.
Nice.
Who made that donation? I want to shout them out.
All right, so I would like to this is basically Kat standing by Zephyr and saying that she will help with this plan. And I want I don't know if I should roll a move now or if I should do it when we get to the place, but I want to refuse either young ladies must never show anger or young ladies must never befriend monsters.
Ooh, yeah. I think yeah, definitely. Just for the sake of crossing those any one of those manners, what do you
Yeah.
say to Zephyr in like response to his story, to
Um,
her story?
I think it's something along the lines of it sounds I think this is more of a, if you don't mind, Sam, that was a little bit of a back and
Oh yeah.
forth. Um,
Uh-huh.
like Kat was responding sometimes in between your speech. Um,
Oh, sure.
and it was things like I it sounds like you had a very important job and that you are essential to this world, except I don't think she says the word essential. You're important. You're an important part of this world, and like and like saying things like that's horrible when you're telling about the bad things that have happened, um, and then by the end, you can just see her getting worked up by the end of the conversation, where she's like upset um, by what she's hearing, a little
Mhm.
bit angry, a little bit sad, um, mostly angry probably. So in which case I might do the anger one. And she says, uh, I would like to help you find your place again in whatever way, whatever that means.
Yes. Well, I you have already helped me see more than you could possibly know, little one, but I am not so prideful that I would turn away such assistance when it comes from such a noble heart. Thank you.
Well, I know what this roll is going to signify. To see how if you catch up to the
Ooh.
floating ship.
Okay.
Maybe
Oh, yeah.
maybe Cat's words bolster Zephyr.
Nice. I hope so. All right, so I'm rolling 2d6. Also, I would like Kat to give Zephyr something from her. I think Kat has like a fanny pack that she puts things in that she finds on the ground. And I think she pulls out like I want her to pull out something that she can like clip to to Zephyr's feathers.
Can it be like one of those like beaded braided like hair accessories that you
Yes.
like clip in?
Yes.
Aw.
But like super extravagant one.
Oh yeah, like
Yeah.
it's got heart beads, it's got like star like gold star beads in it. Absolutely.
Yes. Yes. I think I think she pulls that out of her fanny pack and is like, "Can I give this to you?"
I would be honored to wear your gadge.
Yes.
All right, let's see this roll.
That is an 8.
Hey, yeah. So yeah, on a 7+, how do you overcome the challenge?
Oh, I absolutely take a photo of the hair clip against the feathers.
Oh, yes.
Yes.
Oh my
Looks so
God.
good.
Perfect.
You're gonna have to recreate these photos in the
Yep, I'm
actual
making a list.
All right, good luck trying to replicate the chicken man getting yeeted into
Oh
a
wait,
bush.
did she take a picture of that? I missed that.
I don't know. I don't know.
Could she
Probably
have just
not.
taken like a video of the riot?
An Instagram
Set to
story.
start a riot.
Yes.
Set to start a riot in Spider-Verse. Thank you.
Oh my goodness.
Okay. But on a 7 to 9, how do you falter or go too far in the process? And this is all, what the answer here kind of like will feed into like the end of this because I do want to get some other conversations in. Especially I do want to get Kris in, either as Cat or as Mittens. But yeah, so this answer will mostly help color the end of this session.
Mm-hmm.
If you know, we can leave the question for now.
So what I was trying to do was bolster Zephyr to go faster, to get there faster.
Mm-hmm.
Does it mean that like we get there before we actually have a plan, or is that too vague?
No, I think
Like we just stumble across them immediately with no preparation.
No, I think because I do kind of like elongate this a bit, so
Sure.
I'll give a conversation. I think Zephyr speeds up, and in response, the ship speeds
Also
up
speeds
as
up.
well.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like it was kind of hard not to see like a giant eagle coming after them, but now it's really not hard to see this giant eagle. And like there's almost like big like horn, like this loud brain, brrr, horn. Yeah, that's what horns sound like. Kind of like resonates from the ship, and it kind of like keeps going. And Zephyr now has to like concentrate to like catch up because Zephyr just got a nice gift from this nice girl, and it's bolstered by her words. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Is that okay?
Yeah.
Cool. So I do want to get like at least a conversation with Kris in. So Kris, do you want to play Cat or Mittens?
I'd like to play Mittens again, but did we just cross out another manor?
Oh yes, I have to do that. So I crossed out young ladies. Oh yeah, must never show anger. Oh, there's definitely something good with this. I just have to figure out what it is.
Face them with your true self.
Oh, befriend monsters. I think young ladies must never befriend monsters. I feel like that one, or
Oh yeah, I guess because I gave you the gift, maybe it's more that than the anger thing.
I wasn't sure if you're doing both or not, but
I
like,
don't think I can do both.
or
I think I can only do
okay,
one. Yeah.
okay.
Yeah, you're gonna do one.
I actually think I would like to switch it to the never befriend monsters.
Yeah.
Because that feels more true to
Always a bit more. Never befriend monsters.
Not because Kat wasn't angry, she is angry, but because specifically it was giving the gift that caused Zephyr to be able to.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Sometimes the real friends. Sometimes the real monsters were the friends we made along the way.
Yes. Yes.
Sometimes...
I love how we all sounded so defeated when we said our versions.
Wait, was it mine that we liked? Sometimes the real monsters were the friends we made along the way. I didn't hear what the other options were.
My version was sometimes it was just a joke. But sometimes the real friends are the monsters we made along the way.
Are the monsters we met along the way.
Ooh. Disregard what I said.
I'm gonna do. Also, I don't. Oh, there we go. I did. Sometimes the real monsters were the friends we made along the way.
Aww. All right, so
I'm gonna change that to present tense. Are the friends we make along the way. There we go.
Okay. So yeah, we'll let Mittens have like a chat with Kat as well, unless Mittens you want to chat with gosh darn it all.
Ooh.
Which one do you think?
I think you would like to talk to Kat. Because it seems like she's got an idea of where she's trying to go now.
Ooh.
So I feel like after that conversation with Zephyr, and now that Zephyr is like concentrating on catching up with the boat, like there's just like a bit of a poke at Kat, and it's like another sock. And then Mittens is just like, so does this mean you know where you're going now?
Am I still playing Kat?
If you want to pass it along to Sam,
Sam,
or if Sam wants to.
I'm okay with I'm okay with letting you be the girl. I'll be honest. I feel like I'm better as Zephyr than I am as the girl.
Okay.
Okay.
I was enjoying the way you were playing Kat, but that is all right. I will continue to be her. Sorry, did Mittens say something when they poked? They did say something.
Yeah. He would have just asked, like, does this mean you know where you're going now?
Not exactly, but I think I know what I'm going to do.
Oh. Is that good enough? Knowing what you're gonna do?
It's better than not knowing anything, I think.
It sounds like it. Do you think there's anything I can do there, wherever it is? Wherever it ends up being.
I'm sure there's something you can do to help. I think we can all help. I don't know exactly what will be happening when we get there. I don't actually know exactly where we're going, but I'm sure Zephyr can tell us if we can help and how we can help. At least I hope so, because I'm not exactly sure.
I think Mitten's just like is sort of like nodding along as Cat is talking. And he's like staring up at the group and all of these fun new people who he's found himself traveling with. And I would like to use mirror mirror while talking to Cat here. When you stare at someone to figure them out, roll.
Ooh.
Hell yeah.
Can I?
Yeah, absolutely. Does any one of the beliefs inspire you?
Ooh, beliefs. I don't know if he would think of them as monsters, but like sometimes the real monsters are the friends we make along the way. Sort of being like, I mean, at the just earlier today I was sad about how my feet were wet, and now look at me. I'm a basket in the sky with my friends, including a giant eagle.
We're all weirdos.
Right? Like, yeah, like all of this
Yeah.
came like all of these strange people have come together, and it's like Cat who brought us all together. So he's trying to like figure out like who are you?
Cool. So it's 3d6, and take the two highest.
Cool beans. I'm just gonna roll these 3 blue ones in the middle because they're in the middle already.
Cool.
Hey, that's a 6 and a 5.
Ooh, that's a big old 11. So you don't give it a
Heck
7 to
yeah.
9, but like, yeah, what's the 7 plus?
So the 7 plus, ask them, what is your heart's desire?
You don't have to answer for just. You can ask because this is the girl. This is Cat.
Yes.
Oh. Yeah.
Yeah, we have to figure this out together.
Oh, boy.
I think we should figure this out together.
Well, I
So
mean,
her
like,
biggest fear is judgment. I mean, her her heart's desire is probably something about like acceptance, like her being accepted for her weirdness.
yeah. And like the same with everyone else, like there's something like maybe not that they're rejected for, but like all of this is another like society of curios and eccentricities right here. Right? And she's like,
she wants
no
everyone
matter
to be accepted for
for who and what they are.
Yeah.
Wherever they fit, there's a place for everyone, and she wants them to find it and like live their best life.
Yeah. What a good desire for a 12-year-old kid to have.
It's very sweet.
It's very
Cat is a good
sweet.
kid.
Yeah. So what does Cat say in?
Is that the way that the question is worded? Is just what is your true desire?
Oh,
Yeah,
What
it's
is your
what
heart's
is desire?
No, I mean, is that the way that you're wording it in character?
Oh, in character.
Or is it more of a thing where like Cat just starts saying it because of being like because of the way the conversation goes without it being a direct question?
Yeah, maybe. Cat is the kind of kid who like starts explaining things unprompted.
Yeah. And as far as I can tell, it feels like Mittens might not be the kind of person who would just ask something like that.
Yeah, maybe, but like he is probably just sort of like staring up at everybody with a sort of like, I mean, I feel like he always has a lost expression on his face, but like
I haven't even been
just kind of
picturing
staring
his
up at
face. I
Cat
don't know
like
what his
he's
face looks like. Is it made of socks?
Yeah, like all of the features are made of socks.
Great.
Yeah. But I just picture like it's that sort of thing when someone is like when someone is staring at you like they expect you to tell them something or yeah, like they expect you to tell them something, or they're like waiting for an answer from you, but they haven't said anything, but their whole face is just like, tell me.
I think she starts saying, I'm not good at doing monologues on the fly, But I think that she's
No
saying
worries.
things like, this I love I love being around people like you. I love having a common goal and going towards it. I feel it was so easy to make friends here. I wish it was this easy to make friends back home. And it would be easy. She's like very reflective in this. I know it would be easy if I just pretended that I wasn't the way I am, that I wasn't a weirdo with the with an archaeology Instagram account.
Mittens just kind of like tilts his head like, a what? What's that?
But I don't want to do that. I don't want to pretend that I'm someone else so that I can make more friends. And I don't want anyone else to have to do that either. I wish everyone could just find their own place and be comfortable and happy where they are, and find people who would appreciate them for all of their goofiness and silliness. I don't know.
Do you feel like you're being yourself while you're here?
Yeah. Yes, I do. I haven't felt like I was pretending at all the whole time since I got here.
Mittens just smiles and is like, well, I like yourself very much.
I like yourself too, Mittens.
Oh.
And she pulls out a
Bridget takes
present
that.
for Mittens.
Oh, go ahead. Go ahead.
I
What's the
gotta pull
present?
out a present for Mittens. I don't know. It's like, I want it to be like, I don't want all the things that she pulls out to be like items of clothing or like accessories. I want them to be other weird things that she would find on the ground.
Mhm.
I think it's like um
What if it's like an acorn top? You know how those look
oh,
kind of like little hats?
yeah.
Just a tiny hat.
Mm.
Yes. I think she like digs through her fanny pack for a little bit and like pulls a couple things out and puts them back. Then she pulls that out and like holds it up and she's like, and then like nods to herself. It's like, would you like this?
A hat?
Yes. I think
For socks. Yes.
yes. I think we could ask Gosh if they can do something to make sure that it doesn't fall off.
And Mittens is just nodding because like his arms are still keeping everybody in the basket.
And
Yeah. I think that
yeah,
could be it.
that's good for scene.
There. Just so that
Yeah.
just so that Gosh has a chance to talk to Cat also.
Yeah, we have like 10 minutes left on the
Ah,
stream.
this is so daggone good.
Gosh darn it!
I know.
love it.
Gosh darn it all.
Gosh darn it all.
Yeah, I definitely want to have Gosh have a moment before we like wrap up and ask for not epilogues, but more like next time this on Girl Underground, like shots
Yeah.
of like this upcoming season.
Yes.
But I do
Yeah.
want Gosh to have like to have a moment, even if like what do you want with what last we see of Gosh, at least, or at least last action for
Well, I think they are
for
they are like crocheting a little piece that that the acorn top will attach to, that will then attach to Mittens' head. So that it's like an acorn top that also has like a bit of like lace around it, but it's like lace made of like bright rainbow yarn, fluffy bright rainbow yarn.
Aw.
Yeah. Do I want?
Is this like you shape shifting magic to someone and they accept?
Oh my god.
Yeah.
One of your moves.
I guess I am doing that.
Yeah, second nature.
Second nature. Roll when you offer a bit of your shape-shifting magic to someone and they accept.
I mean, it is. I mean, yes, it's yarn, but it's kind of like shape shifting mittens.
I mean, that's perfect for socks.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
I kind of already did this when I also darned mittens earlier, but this is great. And we didn't roll anything then, I don't think. Or we rolled, I don't know.
Yeah, it was rolled mostly for Cat's benefit. It was
right.
because you were doing two things at once.
I was doing two things. Okay, I will roll. Oh wait, do I roll? Yes, I roll 2d6.
Yeah. Is any of the girls' beliefs?
Ooh, probably.
Is it also the real monsters thing?
That makes sense. Yeah, I think it's got to be that one.
Okay.
All right,
So
I'm rolling. Dice. Oh, 3 dice, right? Okay. I got 14. Wait, no, it's two highest. 10. I got 10.
Yeah, you take it too high. 10. Yeah, it's a 10.
10. Still good.
It's still good. So yeah, ask them the question at 7+.
All right. Gotta go back to my thing. What form do you take? Is the question.
Oh boy.
Which I think this. You know what I think this is really asking? Because the whole time Mittens has been lost and unsure about who, like, what they're doing, where they are, where they're going. Is this you, like, realizing where you belong?
Oh.
And like,
neat. And
finding
like,
your place.
Yeah. And so like, how does that, I guess, like manifest?
Yeah.
Like, how does he? Like, oh man.
I really thought you were saying that Mittens starts to take the shape of a friend.
Well,
Mittens was already friend-shaped, but
throwing another terrible joke. Now that he feels like he's really got a foothold on the world, put him.
Except not actually, because he's flying above the world right now. But you know.
Well, when he gets his feet back on solid ground.
Anyway.
Yeah, but I think like as Gosh is affixing this acorn to his head with just the brightest yarn, I think like Gosh starts to notice like they feel the socks kind of like shifting under them, and like they notice that Mittens is like kind of moving. I think he's kind of been like a sort of sad drab pile of socks. It's like a bunch of like some gray ones, and you know, oh, that one kind of has polka dots, but it's like blue on blue, so it's kind of monochrome. And he's just kind of like shifted it so that like all of the brightest socks come to the outside layer. So it's just like this wild mishmash of like all these colors, all these patterns, all of these like, you know, there's like some fuzzy socks in there, like the really warm ones that you wear in the winter. There's socks with stripes. There's like toe socks.
I was literally just gonna say, are there toe socks in there?
Yup. Yeah, and so like by the time the hat is on there solidly, there's just this, you know, it's a rainbow among other rainbows.
I love it.
And I think he's just like, I think this will do very nicely.
I think Cat tickles him. Just a little, not as much as before, so he's not gonna like toss us off by
Drop
accident.
everyone.
Okay. 4 minutes. You want to very quickly like give a snapshot of like what's to expect in like apparently this is not a TV show.
I'm imagining this is when you said that before. What I was picturing was like not a tone shift, but like just a shot of us all standing like shoulder to shoulder against whatever this person is that we are trying to get revenge on for Zephyr. But it's like us, it's like all of us standing. Yeah, on the deck of the ship. Like the wind is whipping our hair and yarn about, and we all look very fierce.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll say right now, like Francis Lightfeather, I imagine him is like, what if David Tennant played a bearded vulture?
Yes.
Wow. Great.
So imagine that.
Great.
Imagine that.
I am.
I am imagining.
I bet
Oh, go ahead, Sam.
if we're getting like a preview shot, I do kind of want to like for the next episode roll, I do want to be a scene of like Zephyr staring ahead in hatred, but also taking a glance aside at the young girl beside her and all these other friends. Like, oh, I'm not just gotta look out for my people, you know. But folks,
Gosh darn it all has definitely made everyone capes.
Yeah.
Including Bridget.
Yes, of course. What?
Course. Give greyhounds capes.
Bridget like is standing fiercely, but then like yawns partway through the shot.
More than we have 2 minutes.
Yeah, I think we have to wrap on that
Yeah.
image.
I
just want to shout out. Yeah, I just want to shout out. Y'all are fantastic. Oh God, that was
so fun.
Running,
Please, can we continue? Zero. Yes, that was wonderful.
We'll talk about that off the stream, but I just want to like shout out to anyone who's watching. Thanks very much for watching the Go Underground portion of the Roll Plus Bond first anniversary stream. To check out Girl Underground at girlunderground.org. Again, that's made by Lauren McManaman and Jesse Ross. Girlunderground.org. Stick around. Next game is The King is Dead, as run by one of our favorite Coles. Well, all Coles are favorite.
All Coles are our favorite Coles.
All Coles are good.
Yeah. So The King is Dead by Vincent and McGay Baker. Check that out. But yeah. We'll leave you the image of a yawning, sleepy greyhound who probably didn't expect to be in a fantasy world with a cape.
With a cape. All right.
Awesome. Night, everyone.
Yeah. Take care, y'all.